Welcome to Suamico, Wisconsin, and Bayport High School, the site for tonight's, technically you have non-conference game.
It is non-conference.
It doesn't seem that way, but we'll get to that a little bit. Between Notre Dame and Bayport, I would say still a clash of rivals, even though it's a non-conference game. I'm Ricardo Arguello, hanging out as always with Brett Christopherson and Jim Rosandick. We're all part of USA Today Network Wisconsin. And Brett, it just seems weird to say non-conference because of the history of these two teams.
FRCC.
They're intertwined, and they're playing in different divisions of the FRCC now. One's in the north, one's in the south. But from when I walked in, Brett, there was a little bit of a buzz and excitement because no matter what the divisions say, this is still a rivalry game.
No doubt. I mean, you said it, Fox River Classic Conference, they're rivals in other sports, right? I think the hockey programs usually are really good when Bayport and Notre Dame take each other on. So two schools, two programs that are familiar with each other. It's just all that kind of that wacky conference realignment stuff. That kind of like we were just talking off camera. Appleton West now in the Valley Football Association with Spash, Rapids, DC Everest, Marshfield, even though Hortonville and Appleton West seem to be FVA, but there's some crossover there,
exactly.
and it's just kind of an odd situation when it comes to football, but it is what it is, as they say, and this is technically a non-conference game here in Week 2, but boy, what a beautiful night. Thursday night football again, the first of two Varsity Game of the Week live streams we have again, just like last week. We're working hard. We're hitting the ground running, and I'm excited to see, Ricardo, a Bayport team. There's some big expectations here this season.
And there's some big-time players on that Bayport
and a big-time
team.
defense, and
yes.
we can talk about that. I know that they are very high on some of these returning letter winners, all-conference players defensively. They beat Middleton last week. Notre Dame kind of feeling its way out. Got blanked by Pulaski last week. Let's see. It's going to be kind of a can the Notre Dame offense get going, find its rhythm, get into gear. But, boy, that's tough sledding going against maybe one of the best defenses in the state as the season plays out. So we'll see. It's going to be a fun game and good to be here.
Yeah, no matter the record, a rivalry game as we start here. Brett, so nicely as he does every week, he set up some football notes here. I'll start off with Bayport. He'll follow with Notre Dame. Pirates ranked third in Division I in this week's WisSports.net States Coaches Poll. They're coming off a 38-21 non-conference win over Middleton last Thursday in Middleton. That's a pretty big win. Middleton's usually a pretty good program over there in the Madison area. Quarterback Cole Benson had a big night for Bayport, both rushing and passing. Benson ran for 212 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also threw for 121 yards and 2 scores on 11 of 23 passing. He rushed for scores of 80 and 24 yards, also hooked up with Colin, is it Gale? On a 25-yard touchdown toss to open the scoring, and Carter Callis, if I'm saying that right, on a 48-yard strike. That was with 9:35 remaining in the second quarter.
It's actually Calise, I've been told.
Calise.
Yes.
48-yard strike, 9:35 remaining in the second quarter. Blake Bookinger,
yes.
Bookinger added a 12-yard touchdown run late in the first quarter. Finished with 154 yards rushing on 22 carries. Nice night for Bookinger. Owen Belial, am I saying that right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Converted on a 30-yard field goal attempt late in the first half to give Bayport a 31-14 halftime lead. And offensively, the Pirates ran for just a shade under 400 yards. 393 to be exact, finished with 514 yards overall. And defensively, Bayport limited Middleton to just 232 yards. Josiah Azor, JoJo, as we like to call him.
Is that what he goes by?
JoJo posted 12 tackles and a sack, while Tevin Montgomery finished with 10 total tackles. We'll talk more about JoJo. Azur. I'm just gonna call him JoJo.
Azur.
But he came up or came down to the Post Crescent recently, Brett, for our Elite 11 football shoot.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been more pleasant. Good kid, and we're happy to have him on that Elite 11 team. More on that in a second. But JoJo posted 12 tackles and a sack. Again, while Tevin Montgomery finished with 10 total tackles. And next for Bayport, they're at Green Bay Preble next Friday in the Fox River Classic Conference.
That is a conference game.
Yes,
now.
That is a conference game. The North Division matchup, kickoff scheduled for 7 o'clock. Brett, I've butchered enough Bayport names. Now it's time for you and Notre Dame.
All right, I might butcher some Notre Dame names. We'll see. The Tritons, Ricardo, coming off a 14-0 season opening loss to Pulaski on Friday. That was a non-conference matchup at Pulaski. Maverick Cole and Logan Schultz accounted for the scoring for Pulaski. Cole's 41-yard touchdown dash in the first quarter put the Red Raiders on the board. And then Schultz's 44-yard sprint to the end zone in the fourth quarter, that cemented the victory. Notre Dame, as I mentioned in the open, really struggled to get anything going against the Pulaski defense, as it was limited to just 81 yards. Braden Davis rushed for 69 yards on 26 carries to pace the Tritons offensively. Defensively, Pulaski was credited with 2 interceptions and 3 sacks. Offensive and defensive line standout Tate Milton, Ricardo, he returns to the Tritons after earning first-team all-conference honors on both the offensive and defensive lines last season. So a two-way player along the trenches for Mike Rader and the Tritons. Up next for Notre Dame, home against Green Bay East next Friday night. Kind of getting back into that regular Friday night schedule. I don't believe there are any Thursday games, at least around here, as we start to get to Labor Day and back into the Friday nights. So should be fun to see how that plays out. But that kickoff will be set for 7 p.m. Notre Dame and Green Bay East next Friday at Notre Dame Academy.
Now, Brett, you're sure there's not going to be any rain? Because I'm looking over to my left, and I see some clouds.
Well, that's north of here.
Okay,
left,
but they're
left
floating
is
over
north.
here. They're floating over
well,
here.
we're in the press box.
Well, I'm just wondering.
I don't think so. I thought the
I don't want to have one drop of rain. You promised me.
The good weather, folks, I have, as I watched the weather this morning, seemed to indicate that all the rain, the activity, the trough, the system was going to be out.
What do they
kickoff.
know? Let's go ask Pete Petoniak down there.
He is here, yeah.
He's in the
like
crowd.
Fox 11 down there, yep. Looks like Pete Petoniak's son, Jake Petoniak, a senior wide receiver for Bayport.
I jest, of course. Just fabulous to be here. And I think we've had just great experiences being here at Bayport, Brett. Nice facility, beautiful facility, great press box, and we thank all of them who welcomed us.
Well, Chris Learman, the voice of Bayport Athletics, he's down here in the press box. Always a great friend of ours and fun to deal with and talk sports with. We see him particularly during the football season, right? We see them quite a bit, actually. So. And wouldn't be surprised if we see them at least a few more times. I kind of have a feeling we'll see how it all plays out in Division I. But, again, Bayport ranked 3rd by WisSports.net in the Division I state coaches poll. A lot of FBA teams in there as well. I know Kimberly is high, Appleton North is high, Fond du Lac and Neenah all in the top 10, I believe, as well. So no shortage of talent, again, when you come to Division I's, Division II. Menasha, Division III, ranked number 1 in the state by the coaches poll. We're going to see the Blue Jays taking on the Rockets. That's a rivalry, even though it's non-conference. That's going to be tomorrow night. That's our varsity game of the week.
That's going to be fun, too.
Take 2, another doubleheader for us. That's going to be a great time at Rocket Stadium. Maybe, Ricardo, our last visit ever to Rocket Stadium because they're building that brand new high school.
I mean, that's that. Brett, if it's not our last, well, I guess if it was a playoff game, possibly.
The playoff, or maybe we've got kind of a set schedule live stream wise, but it always is subject to change, so we'll see. But it could be very well our last game, and then they move into that beautiful new school that they're building. I believe the stadium's going to have turf, and it's going to be
They had a little bit of an open
art.
house. I think Myron Construction had a little open house for some of the folks in Neenah.
It's going to be great. They're telling us from a streaming standpoint we're going to love the gymnasium, the new gym. I'm going to miss Ron Einerson Fieldhouse, though.
It's not going to be the same. Ron, I mean, there was a lot of history there.
Rosie and I always like carrying the gear up 120 steps up to basically heaven, but it is a great bird's eye view. There's no doubt about it, and should be fun. So first things first, though, it's only week 2 of the high school football season. I know we got a great basketball season on tap in the wintertime, but let's enjoy these warm weather weeks, right, and some of these teams. That's the beauty, Ricardo, of doing games initially Thursday and Friday night. We're really going to see after tomorrow night 7 different teams. Really gets us a feel, allows us early in the season to showcase some of these top talent, the players in your Elite 11, some of these top teams. So it's fun. And it's going to get more fun after Labor Day and school's finally in session. But, hey, nice crowd here on a Thursday night. And I like how the FRCC has done that in recent seasons, playing those Thursday night games ahead of Labor Day so you can still have a 3-day weekend if you want it and enjoy the summer warm weather that Mother Nature has been treating us to. Hey, I want to thank our sponsors. First, Cellcom. Get a free smartphone now at Cellcom. 15 models and sizes to choose from, plus save $500 on all other smartphones. Offer is good for new and existing customers. Visit cellcom.com/summer-sale for details. And, of course, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Get your team, club, or business name out there with Cooney's. They customize products specifically to fit their customers' needs. Family-owned for 20 years, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Delivery service is available. Contact them today at 920-731-0922 or shoot them an email, Cooney, COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net.
Let's hear it for our student performers. And now we'd like to welcome the Notre Dame Academy's rising
Nice performance by our national anthem by the Bayport Pep Band, and we are a few minutes away from the start of tonight's, again, non-conference game. I'm serious. Notre Dame and Bayport. It is non-conference technically between these two big rivals.
Bayport in the north, Notre Dame in the south. Notre Dame, right, Ricardo, factoring or figuring, I should say, into contend with Menasha.
I would say that they and Menasha are the top two teams. Menasha number one ranked, as Brett had mentioned before. Talking to Coach Korth, they see themselves in Notre Dame as the top of the top in the FRCC South. You really get excited here, Brett.
Bayport going to contend, we thought, with De Pere and West De Pere in the FRCC North. Of course, we streamed the De Pere Nina game last week. Nina with a lopsided, very impressive performance. Jace Jenkins doing so much damage on the ground. Big offensive line, very fast defense on all three levels. Really took apart the Redbirds, but the Redbirds suffering that big blow. Ricardo losing Gabe Herman for
that's going to have
an extended period, the quarterback.
A real effect on this conference
race. Yes, it is.
He is quite important to De Pere. We saw how different they were without him, Brett. And that's an unfortunate stroke of bad luck for the Redbirds.
Had a MCL knee injury, I believe, so they expect him back later in the season. At least that's what I had last check. But the Arndt kid came in and did some good things, but now you work with him, right? You work with the youngster, but Gabe Herman, of course, one of your Elite 11 players. It was just too bad to see Gabe go down because he really is a dual threat quarterback, very talented in that offense for, his third season as a starter. So
yeah, and for Nina, we'll see them tomorrow. I think tomorrow's another big game for them. Now, obviously, Menasha's in Division III, a couple divisions lower, but that's still a big rivalry there. Menasha, actually, as we all know, in my opinion, one of the top two teams. I think when it comes to teams that win state titles in the Appleton area, it goes Kimberly, Menasha.
outside linebacker, number 23, junior.
Individual player announcements happening here at Bayport High School. I want to thank the new guy, the new athletic director, Dylan Manny, taking over for Brian Motz. Brian Motz retired.
Yeah.
Always liked working with Brian. But Dylan came up here checking us out, making sure we're good to go. We appreciate him rolling out the red carpet for us talk about Dylan a little bit later, but the former Luxembourg Casco head football coach for a number of seasons, really ran a good program with the Spartans, was on the staff here with Gary Westerman in Bayport for a couple of seasons as an assistant, now taking over the role here. But good to meet Dylan, and good to have him on our side, right, Ricardo?
Absolutely.
He's said anything we need, so we appreciate that. And again, Chris Lehman, all the folks here at Bayport, we love coming here. This is a nice setting, beautiful facility up here.
We've been here when it's been nice and warm, and when it's also very cold.
We did a Kimberly playoff
We
game
did.
here at Kimberly Bayport. That was a good game a few years back.
I know Bayport and Appleton North have met a few times in the postseason.
Told Rosie, I said, season always starts beautiful, nice and warm, and it ends with us freezing cold at Titan Stadium in a state semifinal. Wouldn't be surprised maybe if Bayport could make a run to Titan Stadium.
I'd really wish that
later
they
in the
had that.
season,
Do you remember that one year they had 2 semifinals there? That was fantastic.
Yeah,
Maybe we
back to
should do
back.
that again.
I remember one year where we thought we had it made because Titan Stadium has a furnace, a vent, but the wind,
No.
the cold, sharp wind was blowing in at
It
us
was.
out of the west, and we were just numb. But I'm sure nobody's going to feel too bad for us when we were still had some shelter versus the folks in front of us in the stand. Remember, there was ice, snow. That's too early for that. Week 2 already. Next, you know what I'm going to say next week? We're already a third of the way through the season. It's flying by. I always break out the football seasons in thirds, right? First third, second third, last third. Flies by, doesn't it?
It does.
Bayport going to kick off to the Tritons tonight to get this game underway. Jojo Ozer, Ricardo's going to do the kicking.
Wow. Hey, the guy's talented, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm looking at him, number 29 out there. He built pretty good, isn't he? Had a big game last week, as we
He's
said.
been in the weight room a few days here and there.
It's game time! Let's make some noise!
Nice crowd here on this week 2. I know there's a Packer game, but it's just preseason, Ricardo. And it's the last
Yeah,
preseason game. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
This game counts. That game doesn't. Watch this one, or you can at least have the Packer game
I love
in the
rivalry.
background.
You know, Brett, I love rivalry games,
Yeah?
and this is one of the bigger ones, and it's always a pleasure to see these firsthand. I don't know, have we done a Bayport Notre Dame game?
A number of years
Maybe a
ago, we
few
were at
years.
Notre Dame.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is what I really enjoy, just covering rivalry games.
Next week, or tomorrow's going to be the same way.
Yep.
Needham and Ashe, even though they're not in the same conference. That rivalry goes back to, I think, to the 1800s, so that's going to be fun.
Let's try that again.
Little breeze blowing here, waiting for this one to get underway. Ozer getting ready to kick off. Hand raised. And we are underway. Looks like a line drive right into the end zone.
Into the end zone.
First and 10 for the Tritons. Ball at the 20. Ricardo, the quarterback for the Tritons. Joe Otradovic is how you say that. A senior, 6'3", 180 pounds, number 12. Otradovic. Appreciate everybody watching us tonight. GreenBayPressGazette.com. Also streaming it, Ricardo, to Post Crescent, both Facebook pages and our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. I figure there's interest in Appleton because of
Yes.
playoff
Absolutely.
overlap. You know,
These two teams will see our area teams at the Post Crescent.
no
Brett,
doubt
for sure.
about it.
4 receiver set, Brett, right away for Otradovic. First down and 10 from the 20 for the Tritons. Quickly out, and that's
I think that skipped.
a little bit of a grounder. That was to number 10, Max Augustine. Second down and 10 at the 20. That looked to be right away. He went right there, Brett. That was a pre-snap read.
Yeah, I think just to get the rhythm going, right? Again, they struggled last week offensively against Pulaski, losing 14-0. Didn't get much going in the passing game or the running game, so let's get your quarterback, a quick hitter, and try to get something built. Unfortunately, the ball skipped into the turf. Second and 10 for the Tritons.
Now we're going into an I formation,
Yeah,
Brett.
quarterback under center as well.
That's off the left side. Not too much room there.
Yeah, that's Ian Blom, a junior running back. And not a whole lot there, Ricardo. So third and long for the Tritons. No gain. Third and 10. Already seeing that front, right, for that the Bayport Pirates really closing the gaps quickly. And if you're Bayport, this is exactly what you want, forcing Notre Dame into a long 3rd and down passing situation.
3rd down and 10.
Looks like there was actually a flag against the Tritons. Bayport going to decline that, force 3rd and 10. Did not see the laundry on the field.
2 receivers far side for Notre Dame. Again, a Trotovic under center.
See that much in high school anymore, do you?
No, you don't. It's always kind of strange to see. As we have a man in motion and a Trotovic back to throw.
He's got time.
He does.
And
rifles it out there.
Nice throw. Is that Augustine on the catch? Does he have the? He's got the first down.
Brett, that was a nice pitch and throw. That was, I think, a Trotovic showing the fastball there a little bit. 12-yard gain and a first down.
Yeah, Ricardo, good route too, and credit Augustine for knowing where the first down where he had to get to. You get to the 12-yard pickup, but also how about that offensive line giving a Trotovic a lot of time to survey and find his receiver. So well executed on 3rd and long for the Tritons.
You know, Henry Weber kind of went in motion, Brett, and kind of flooded that side of the field, giving a little bit more room to operate for Augustine. Nice catch. Again, I formation. Weber in motion. The give. Blom.
Big ball on the right side. Finally brought down by number 24, A.J. Courchain, the very talented defensive back for the Pirates, but a good start there on first down, ball at the 40-yard line, so an 8-yard pickup for Blom.
2nd down and short, Brett. So the first 2 downs looked great for the Bayport Pirates, but Notre Dame putting together the early beginnings of a nice drive here. 2nd down and short.
Kind of like the pace, too. Trotovic taking his time, right? Not snapping the ball quickly, run some clock.
Again, I formation. I'm just tickled by seeing the I formation, Brett.
Another hole on that right side, and Blom's got more than enough for the first down, past the 45 near midfield. So the guys on that right side of the offensive line doing some work, clearing some lanes for Blom, and we have a Pirate down.
Brett Blom with 3 carries, 14 yards early on here.
Tevin Montgomery, Ricardo, is down.
He is a talented young man.
5'11", 225 pounds, just a junior. Listed at linebacker, running back, but one of the top, certainly one of the top players here in the FRCC North. Of course, his father, Jerry Montgomery, defensive line coach for the Green Bay Packers. Jade Montgomery, his brother, playing at Iowa now. So what a career he had here for the Pirates. They kind of keep churning out these talented ball players. How about Alec Ingold now, the fullback? It was the Miami Dolphins, former Pirate great. And Montgomery's up, Ricardo, but he is can't put much weight. Looks like maybe that left leg. Hopefully he can walk that off and it's nothing too serious. Don't like to see these injuries this time. It's so early in the season.
1st and 10 at the 46 as Montgomery's being helped off the field.
I remember seeing Tevin Montgomery. Was it the alternate spring season at Neenah? They put him in as a freshman.
Yeah,
and he was just
a running back.
Yeah, really looked strong. So 1st and 10 for the Tritons at the 46-yard line. Now spreading things out. Blom looking for a running lane. Ooh, hit hard. Got to midfield, but nice hit by number 38 for the Pirates. Hunter Atkilski, the junior linebacker, 5'10", 215 pounds. But again, good pickups by Blom in that offensive line in the running game. So getting something established here, moving the ball at midfield. Look at the clock.
And now we have an offset eye. Boy, I'm liking these. I don't want to seem a bit goofy, but these are kind of throwback formations.
Different
here, Brett.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
Whoa, almost a fumble. Good job by the quarterback to hold. But oh, nothing doing there. How about number 23, Ricardo? Landon Gauthier. 6'3", 225-pound junior outside linebacker got in there, quickly shot the gap, and there was nothing doing on that play. 3rd and 10 now for the Pirates back at the 46-yard line. Good job by Glothier there.
Well, good response from the Bayport defense, Brett. They've been allowing some good amount of chunk yardage to the run game, and now they're in a position where it's 3rd and 10. And Kanatrodovic help convert this first down.
Yeah, back under center. Let's see if he looks for number 10, Augustine. Fires. Oh, it's nice spin move.
Oh, Brett.
Look at that little move by number 28, Ricardo, Charlie Hornacek.
Is it Hornacek, like the ex-Jazz guard? But, Brett, I'll tell you what. He deked his defender. Nice job.
Just a sophomore, Ricardo.
Thought he was going one way, got him going the other. Ball's all the way down to the 27.
Looked like he was going to be stopped. And
27-yard gain. Sorry about that, Brett.
Just a little spin move on the other side.
The defender thought he was going the other way,
Mm-hmm.
and Hornacek did a good job of deking him out.
2 third-down throws by Otradovic, though. How about that, Ricardo, for the Tritons?
What you expect from your senior quarterback.
And there's Blom again, hole up the middle. Finally wrapped up by number 24, Corshane, coming up from that DB spot. But again, about 4 or 5 yards for Blom.
5 carries, 18 yards for Blom.
So ball at the 23, so a 4-yard pickup. And if you're Mike Rader, the head coach at Notre Dame, just kind of watching this clock, you know.
Oh, you're liking the way this first drive. You've seen a little bit of everything from your offense.
Blom again. There's a gap there, and they're going to be about 3 yards shy. It looks like right at the 20-yard line. Let's see where they officially mark this ball.
6 carries, 21 yards for Blom.
Yeah, right at the 20. So 3rd and 3 to go. 3rd and 2. Kind of a long 2 maybe.
Or short 3.
No doubt 4-down territory at this spot of the field. Trodovic's going to keep it, looking for a seam.
Oh, that's going to be close.
Well, let's see where they spot this. It's going to be very close.
He might be just a smidge.
Yeah,
short.
I'm kind of looking at that far official near the marker. I think he's going to be about a half yard shy. It is 4th down, so 4th and 1 coming up. Did you say about a half yard?
Yeah, it's about that. I mean, this is obviously 4-down territory.
If you're the Tritons, you run that again.
You absolutely do. You know, Trodovic, Brett, a taller quarterback.
Yeah, 6'3". He's going to go under center, so look for the sneak. Oh, Blom, watch out. He's brought down.
Definitely do not like,
How about Ricardo first? Tommy Hall, number 7. He was there in the middle of that defense, that middle linebacker spot, a senior. He read that the entire way, shot through, and brought down Blom for the loss on 4th down.
Yeah, not a big fan of going sideways on a 4th and short. And give credit to the Bayport defense, Brett, stopping a long drive for Notre Dame.
Took half the quarter off the clock, 6:06 to play. Bayport was finally getting the ball.
12-play drive, Brett.
And a very impressive drive, but yeah, it kind of reminds me of DePere Nina last week. Remember, DePere had a nice drive to start, couldn't punch it in. And here come the Pirates, and not a whole lot of space there. We're going to see Cole Benson at quarterback, number 13. Really good dual-threat quarterback. One of the better ones in the area. Number 33 on the carry, Ricardo. That's Blake Bookinger, junior running back.
They're going to give him 1 yard, 2nd down and 9 from the 21. But, again, kudos to that Bayport defense for coming up big on a 4th and 1.
Boy, Tommy Hall, though, just flying through. And there was nowhere to go on that running play. Untouched. Benson Thinking about the option pitch, he does to Bookinger.
Oh, nice job by the defender out there in the perimeter. That was number 42, Brett. Did a good job of fighting off the block, Joey Horning.
Yeah, senior defensive back.
Or that would have been a much bigger play.
Kind of sort of establishing that edge, right? Slowing down Bookinger. So here's a big 3rd down and 5 coming up for the Tritons. Make it 3rd and 4. Ball at the 26.
Big guys up there for Notre Dame. One that stands out, Tate Milton, 6'2", 235 pounds.
First team all conference both ways along the line. That's pretty impressive. Benson, a dangerous quarterback. Whoa, holds on to it and trying to get his way. No, he's short.
Yeah,
he's short by about a yard. Looked like maybe number 48 for the Tritons getting in there.
Who ran that? Was that Benson?
Yeah, Carter Dahlke, a senior linebacker, listed at 6'2", 210 pounds, doing some good work. And now if you're Gary Westerman, what do you do? It looks like he's going to keep his offense out there.
Another big guy we got to mention, Blake Osbar.
Yeah, I see Benson going over to talk to Coach Westerman back out there and showing some confidence in his offense, right? I mean, ball's at the 29-yard line.
Well, now the Notre Dame defense has a chance to really set their offense up nicely, Brett, if they're able to turn back the Pirates.
I don't think they're going to try to drum offside. Nope, Benson looking and lunges.
He might have got it on that last lunge.
Boy, let's see where they spot it.
It's really close.
Notre Dame doesn't think they got it. Bayport signaling 1st down. And they got it, Ricardo, by a nose. Just needed to get to that 30-yard line. And just enough. That last little lunge by Benson got the 1st down. So Gary Westerman rolling the dice there a little bit early, right? And showing faith in those big guys up front and his quarterback to get that 1 yard. And they do. Benson going to drop back for the first time. Wide open if he wants them. Closing speed. He got it. How about that? 70 yards, Ricardo, to Brett Shipley. And that's how you respond to your coach, right? Saying we're going to go for it 4th and 1 deep in our territory. They get it. Next play, a 70-yard hookup.
Brett, you saw that unfold right away as Benson was rolling to his right. And Brett Shipley doing a great job of forcing the defensive back to backpedal. He was able to get some separation and connect on that 70-yard score.
Almost looked like the DB trying to make a play on that ball, right? Maybe stopped too soon, thinking maybe he had a shot at it. But instead it's a 70-yarder. Owen Belisle in for the PAT. And it's good. So as we look at our Cellcom and Cooney's embroidery and sportswear scoreboard, first TD of the game, an explosive play, a 70-yard pass from Cole Benson to number 4, Brett Shipley, 7-0 Pirates.
Just updating my Twitter. You can follow me at Ricardo DeLeon. That's Ricardo and then DELIAN. Brett's at PC Brettsy, and Rosie is at Metal Rosie.
Tell you what, Ricardo, deflating, right? Notre Dame so close to forcing a turnover on downs that literally got it by the nose of the football on that 4th down plunge, and it was that last extra push by Benson that got it. Next play, boom, a 70-yarder. You know, Notre Dame marching down the field. They get stopped on 4th down on a great play by Tommy Hall, the linebacker for the Pirates. And funny how this just all changes. Reminds me, again, of that Nina DePere game where DePere looked good, couldn't punch it in, and then Nina kind of hit him with some explosive plays. We've seen a bunch of explosive plays here in the first couple weeks of our live streams.
Well, a little bit of a breakdown by the Notre Dame secondary now. What you got to do is correct that, because I feel like along the line, they're doing a pretty good job of holding that Bayport run game in check. But if you're the offense right now, you're in a position where you got to get something started here again. Hey, that's Ethan Wall a team.
Adam.
Ethan Wall, Adam. So where are we at here? They're marking that right short of the 25. Actually, it's going to be right on the 25-yard line.
Actually, it might be a team, Ricardo. That's what they're saying in the press box. Somebody told me earlier tonight it was Adam. So
okay.
But gutsy move on his part, because that ball was going to be flying into the end zone. He caught it right in front of the goal line and took off. Actually got him solid field position, ball at the 25-yard line.
Now, Notre Dame able to move the ball against Bayport. Now, let's see if that can continue. Again, ice formation set for the Tritons.
There's Blom again, trying to move that pile, maybe a couple yards. Bayport, as I said, picked to win the FRCC North this season by WithSports.net. Pulaski is next, followed by De Pere, then West De Pere, Ashwaubenon, Green Bay Southwest, and Green Bay Preble. Of course, De Pere, Ricardo, won the FRCC North last season. Remember, we were here when they snapped Bayport's 38-game conference winning streak.
Incredible ending.
Yeah, that was a 19-15 victory here in Week 5. That game wasn't decided until a goal line stop on the game's final play. Thought Bayport was going to pull it out.
That was a fantastic experience being here for that one.
Redbirds at that time coached by Chad Michaelwitz, now the new Kimberly coach. We saw Kimberly take down Spash. Big Week 1 win for the Papermakers last week. Another Varsity Game of the Week stream for us. They look very impressive. Brady LaViolette running on that attempt, a junior running back, so third down coming up. Musical coaching changes.
Yes.
Although Gary Westerman's been here a number of years now, and what a job he's done with the Pirates, one of the premier Division I programs in the state. I think you'd agree.
Definitely.
3rd and 5 for Notre Dame. Watch out, Trotovic. He was going to uncork one. He just kind of lost it, Ricardo. Just dropped it.
You saw him upset with himself for that mistake, Brett, but that counts as a sack.
He's lucky that ball didn't start skipping around doing funny things on the turf. He was able to fall on it and at least 4th down, get your punt team out there, and that could have been a big turnover. Just dropped it, just lost it out of his hands.
Brings up a 4th and 9.
A.J. Corshane back to receive this punt. Setting up at the 39-yard line. And what do we have here? Corshane going to kind of let that one bounce. Watch out is right. What happened? Notre Dame saying they have it. Bayport saying otherwise. It's going to stay with the Pirates. Close.
Always tricky when those low punts.
Yeah, Corshane, I'm sure down there screaming, get out of the way, get out of the way, but easier said than done. Like you said, Ricardo, a low punt, you don't have a lot of reaction time, and bouncing around on those turf fields, again, you don't know what's going to happen. 1st and 10 for the Pirates on their own 44-yard line.
First down and 10 at the 44 for Bayport. 42 seconds left in the first quarter.
Benson going to keep it, looking for that lane. Watch out, watch out, watch out. That's going to be a 56-yard run, Ricardo. How about that?
Brett, he did such a great job of finding that open hole. He was patient, took his time, and then when he found that rail, he just accelerated through there. Good speed from the quarterback and a 56-yard touchdown.
Jeez, I mean, back-to-back offensive plays for scores. First, Benson, a 70-yard hookup to Brett Shipley, and now a 56-yard sprint to the end zone. So we've seen him do it with the arm, and now the legs. And Belial with the PAT. Explosive play is the theme for our Varsity Game of the Week live streams early in this season as we look at our Cellcom and Cooney's embroidery and sportswear scoreboard. Pirates now up 14-0 after that 56-yard dash to the end zone by quarterback Cole Benson.
Appleton North is up 7-0 over Green Bay Preble. Owen Hager with the touchdown. Few games going on in the area. Hopefully I'll be able to update everyone who's interested.
You know Cole Benson right now, Ricardo. He's thinking about you. He said, I should have been on that Elite 11 team.
Yeah, maybe. There's a lot of kids that could have made that argument.
Well, but you only pick one per school.
One per school, and JoJo was already on the team.
Of course, Ozer going to go collegiately play at North Dakota State, I believe, right? Going to be a Bison.
Bison. I got to remember that. Bison.
Bison. Looking at Tevin Montgomery down there, number 3. He's walking around a little bit. Yeah, he's gimpy, though. He's limping. That's too bad. Boy. He's frustrated.
Well, let's just hope it's not serious.
Yeah,
I
know.
mean,
exactly.
You would hope that maybe it's an injury that he can recover from in a few weeks.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Oh. How about number 4? We saw him earlier. There's Shipley on special teams. Taking down, or at least that first hit on Ethan Wall, a team.
Ball's at the 22, first down and 10. We're near the or in the final seconds, I should say, of the first quarter.
Well, Ricardo, this is a big offensive series for the Tritons.
Oh, absolutely. You want to at least flip field position here, at the very least.
Started so well for Notre Dame on both sides. And there's Blom looking for some space. The big guys up front doing a good job, giving him a lane to shoot through. He's going to get to the 30-yard line.
Brett, that will be the final play of the first quarter. 14-0 lead for the Pirates.
So, yep, end of the first quarter here. The clock says zeros, and a big quarter for the Pirates. 2 big touchdowns, the 70-yard pass, the 56-yard run. And again, as we look at our Cellcom and Cooney's embroidery and sportswear scoreboard, switching sides, 14-0 Pirates leading the Tritons. Gives me an opportunity, folks, to tell everybody out there about the great deal right now we have on a digital subscription to the Press Gazette, the Post Crescent, really any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin sites. For the next, check this out, Ricardo, it's a new deal. For the next 2 years, you can get all the benefits included with a digital subscription for just $22. Ricardo, that's less than $1 a month.
Is that good?
$22 for 2 years. That includes full access on your desktop, tablet, and mobile devices every day. The e-edition, that's a digital replica of the print edition, is also included. Please help play a vital role in supporting local journalism that you and your community can trust. Learn more details and sign up for a digital subscription at greenbaypressgazette.com/subscribe or postcrescent.com/subscribe. Any of our sites. Go on there /subscribe. Please, right now, that money goes a long way in helping us do these Varsity Game of the Week live streams. $22 for 2 years. 2 years.
Brett's pleading now.
2 years you're locked in.
2nd and 2 for Notre Dame. James Flanagan shifting over to the left side, and there's Blom again. Boy, that gain of 1 yard brings up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, James Flanagan, Ricardo, I was told he's a sophomore linebacker tight end listed here, 6'5", 220 pounds. I am told he is the son of Jim Flanagan.
Oh, the former defensive tackle?
Yeah. played for the Bears.
And the Packers,
Well,
didn't he?
yeah, Southern Door.
Right.
And then ended up at Notre Dame. So a Flanagan name. Big kid at just a sophomore. Somebody to keep your eyes on. Number 88.
Oh, Blob. I think he came up short.
What do you do here, Ricardo? It's going to be fourth and short. It's going to be fourth and short. I think you got to go for it.
I do too. And Brett, I'm actually shocked they didn't do a little quarterback sneakage. Brings up 4th and 1 again at the 31.
I think he's bringing his punt team out. So 4th and 1. Not going to take any chances. Just feels like you're down 14-0. Back-to-back big plays for the Pirates offensively, leading the touchdowns. And you want to try to possess that ball as long as you can. But obviously, easier said than done trying to pick up a yard against a really, really good
Feel that this
Pirates
is just,
defense.
You know, if there's another score by Bayport, that's just going to get things out of hand.
Bayport going to call a timeout. There was a little bit of mix-up on that punt return team, so rather than risk a penalty, take a timeout. Also gives me an opportunity to plug what we're doing next. Again, another week, another 2 games for our Varsity Game of the Week Prep Football live streams. We'll be back at it tomorrow night as we head to Neenah. Another Week 2 non-conference matchup as the Rockets host longtime rival Menasha. Neenah ranked 9th in this week's WithSports.net Division I state coaches poll, while Menasha, the number 1 team in Division III. Live coverage will kick off at 6:45 p.m. You can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. Ricardo, when is the AP poll going to
I think we're
start
starting that next week, actually.
So get through the Week 2 games. You know I like to
Well, hold on now. It's
bug you about that a little bit, huh?
Well, our Associated Press person who helps put that together unfortunately passed away.
Oh, no.
Yes, Catherine Hills. She was a great person in terms of putting all those together. She was delightful to work with.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and she's way out there in Seattle, I believe. So we're trying to, I don't want to say scramble, but we have another AP contact who's going to help us put that together.
Well, that's too bad.
That is. First down and 10 at the 41. For Bayport, now, Brett, again, I can't understate this. If this is another scoring drive for Bayport, I don't want to say it's panic time, but it's getting there for Notre Dame. Big plays have kind of been their bugaboo on defense.
Well, the last 2 offensive plays have led to touchdowns for the Pirates. And the danger with a Cole Benson, we've seen him attack with both arm and legs. He's thinking about that option pitch. Good job by the Tritons there. As Benson brought down maybe 2 yards on that run. He's shifty. He's fast. And I said it before, he's one of the best quarterbacks here in Northeast Wisconsin.
It's interesting to see his development. Bayport has had great quarterbacks in the past, Brett. I know every time we seem to see them go far in the playoffs, there's always a great quarterback at the command. Second down and 8 from the 43 near the 10-minute mark here in the first half.
Kind of similar to Kimberly, right? They always have a good quarterback leading the way. Seth Myron looked very sharp against Spash last week.
Watch
out, thrown deep, and good job. That's number 2. Carter Calise, Ricardo, the junior wideout. He came back to the football on that. That was underthrown because of the pressure that Benson was facing. DBs, the defenders kind of had their backs to the ball, and Calise saw it the whole way, and he just made the adjustment, made a nice catch.
Receivers coming back to the ball, that's a quarterback's best friend.
No kidding.
Because for all accounts, and I'm sure Benson would say that was not a good pass.
It could have been picked off.
There were 3 defenders around the receiver there, Brett, but what a great job. That could come from chemistry, just knowing your quarterback, where he's going to deposit the ball, timing as well. But Calise, 5'9", 170 pounds, just a junior, Brett. Impressive catch there, helping out his quarterback. First and 10 from the 39. They're in Notre Dame territory.
Benson fakes the handoff, pressured again, going deep downfield. He's got
Wide
Shipley,
open.
And it's another connection. 39 yards, Ricardo, for that one. Wow.
Big plays by the Pirates, Brett, and they had a lot of high expectations coming in. This offense just looked spectacular. The defense doing its job, and expect exactly what you want to see Coach Westerman from his squad
Ricardo,
in week 2.
These receivers look good. We just saw a nice adjustment on the catch by Cleese. Now Shipley getting behind the defense, showing the speed that he has and the good hands. Benson delivering a nice ball despite some pressure. That's 2 touchdown passes for Benson to Shipley. And another explosive play leading to a touchdown for the Pirates. Again, looking at our Cellcom and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard after that 39-yard hookup from Benson to Shipley. Pirates on top, 21-0. Yeah, the Shipley 70-yard hookup from Benson with 3:06 to play in the first quarter, and now the 39-yarder. And don't forget Benson on a 56-yard scoring run with 32 seconds to go in the first quarter. So 70 yards, 56 yards, and 39 yards. How about that for your touchdown yardage, Ricardo? That's a good average.
Another big play for Appleton North, Brett. They're up 14-0 over Southwest. I'm sorry, over Preble. So the Lightning not wasting any time as well, but this is some kind of performance by Bayport, Brett. 21-0. Again, I don't want to say that the first couple drives had some impact there, but you got to look back at that 4th and 1 from Notre Dame not converting, leading to the 70-yard big strike to Shipley.
And then they almost stopped Bayport on a 4th and short. That ball's going to go, well, it's going to stay in bounds. Nope, scoops out of bounds, but so close. Those 2 plays were big in shifting the momentum. Crazy how just 4th and short plays have kind of turned the tide of this one. Yeah, Preble at Appleton North. Looking at tonight's Fox River Classic North games, along with this one. Preble at North, Appleton North. Oshkosh North is at Green Bay Southwest tonight. Wausau West at De Pere. I believe Mike Sherry, our colleague, is at that one. And then Ashwaubenon down the road at Kettle Moraine. Tomorrow night's games here in the north. Pulaski's at Hortonville. West De Pere at Kaukauna. That'll be an interesting game. And in the south, they got Green Bay West at Manawa, Menasha at Neenah, a game we'll be at. Sheboygan North at West Bend East. Sheboygan South at Plymouth. Manitowoc at Mona Shores, Michigan. I want to talk about that one in a little bit. And Green Bay East at Kingsford, Michigan. Let's hear about Kingsford as Blom on the run. Yeah, that
I love their charcoal.
That I'm not sure that's for the charcoal.
Oh,
maybe it is. I don't know. I guess I need to look at that. But Manitowoc at Mona Shores. Manitowoc hopped on the ferry.
What?
And took it over the
Really?
SS Badger to, I believe, Ludington, and then went down to Mona Shores. And I forget what the name is. Battle of the Badger. It's going to be a new trophy. Greg Enns, former Little Chute coach, is now the head coach at Manitowoc. We've known Greg over the years, but kind of trying to start something with the folks over at Mission. Kind of a neat thing. I saw
love
some
that.
of the coverage of the players hopping on the ferry and taking it over, and I think they're going to spend like 3 or 4 days over in Michigan.
Well, that's amazing. See, that is a cool little rivalry that you kind of build from scratch.
Taking the ferry over the lake as Blom's got some space here on the near side. Finally dragged down, but nice run in Bayport territory. Of course, Shane showing his speed, chasing down Blom at the end, but a good pickup. Ricardo ball going to be at the 42-yard line of Bayport.
19-yard gain for Blom.
Yeah, I don't know if Manitowoc is always going to do this with Mona Shores or if they're going to kind of switch it around a little bit.
Well, I hope that's something that remains. I mean, it's quirky and unique.
And then I would imagine they'll come over to Manitowoc next year and each take their turns, right, crossing the lake on the ferry.
Yeah, it's a good way to learn about other communities, and if they're staying a few days, kind of mini vacation, as it were.
Well, and do it before school starts.
Absolutely.
You do it right now, so you're not academics not an issue. So yeah, I think that's a really good idea by the coaches at Manitowoc and Mona Shores. So I'm excited to see how that one goes. I guess Mona Shores has got a pretty good team as well. So Manitowoc, after getting beat by Appleton West last week, the debut of the air raid offense by Coach is it Jeremy Clifton. Tara's looking pretty strong. Let's see if Greg Enns can get a win for the Ships over in Michigan. The Ship Builders, right? I think they go by the Ships now, but isn't their formal nickname the Ship Builders?
Was it? But their logo was a ship.
They used to have the state
Oh.
record winning streak before Kimberly took it down.
That's true. That was in the 80s.
Yeah, wasn't it? I think 48 games in a row. And, of course, Kimberly with maybe an unsurpassable 70 straight wins. I don't know if we're going to see that again.
It's tough to think of another Division I team or II team doing that. Just given the amount of great teams in those two divisions, I could see a Division 6 or 7 team doing. Like I can imagine. In fact, I'm actually shocked Springs hasn't rattled off that number of wins, or maybe like a smaller like Edgar
Stratford.
or Coleman. I could see it being done by a smaller school, but not a Division I or II team again.
And playing in a conference is rugged as the Fox Valley Association. So timeout for the Tritons, 7:10 remaining as we look at our Cellcom, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. 21-0 all Bayport so far in this one. Touchdowns of 70, 56, and 39 yards. The 70 and 39 yarders were strikes from Benson to Shipley. Benson also with a 56-yard dash to the end zone. But Notre Dame here on the move. 2nd and 9 coming up for the Tritons.
Well, they need
ball
to
at the 41.
They need to score in the worst way. Not really having breaking news there, but they put together some nice drives, but now it's about finishing them off.
Trying to set a
Wide open.
Yeah, he is. Nice little play action. Look
Flanagan.
at this. That's Flanagan, who we were talking about. Watch out inside the 10. The official said he was down. It looks like they're going to mark it at the 6. Beautiful play design, Ricardo. Looks like maybe that defense keying in on the running back. Little play fake there, and wide open is young James Flanagan, the sophomore tight end. 6'5", 220 pounds, gives Trotovic a real nice big target.
Is that at the 6, Brett?
It is. Now you definitely got to punch this one in.
53-yard pass play, Brett. Exactly what Notre Dame needed. You put a touchdown on the board here. Got to feel pretty good about yourselves. Down 2 touchdowns at that point then.
Notre Dame looking for its first points of the season. 6 yards away from doing just that. Trotovic waiting for the snap under center. And what do we have here?
Usually on the offense. Was there some movement going on? False start.
But you can't do that. Now you go 1st and goal from the 6, 1st and goal from the 11. Beautiful week 2 evening here in Suamico. Nice little drive up highway. Actually, it was
not for you. For me, it was.
I feel like I survived that going up I-41.
I think you left during rush hour. Correct
Holy
me if I'm wrong.
smokes. Folks out there know what I'm talking about. That is a racetrack. Folks, slow down a little bit, would you? Trotovic, watch out, backside. And he's sacked. Got to get a number on that Pirate, but came around the edge. Trotovic never saw him. And I can't tell who got it, but we have another Pirate down. That's number 9, it looks like, for Bayport. Vaughn Campbell, a senior defensive lineman.
Oh.
He's a good one as well. They already lost Tevin Montgomery earlier in this game. Now Campbell's down. Didn't see, Ricardo, who got the sack.
I heard some folks talking about Azor possibly being in the mix there. But, Brett, yeah, that's a big loss for Bayport if he's not able to play. So then you lose him, you lose Montgomery.
Yeah, you look at Campbell, Ricardo, 6'3", 260-pound defensive lineman. And, again, I know our colleague Scott Vency of the Green Bay Press-Gazette wrote a real good article preseason looking at the Pirates. They're stoked about this defense.
They should be.
Remember that defense from 2019 when they got to Madison. I think they pitched 6 shutouts that season, I want to say, if memory serves. And they're thinking, folks around here kind of thinking this defense could be right up on par with what we saw a few years ago with how good that squad was on that side of the ball. So hate to see some of these guys go down. These are key guys for Gary Westerman's defensive unit.
Well, what a situation now for Notre Dame. 2nd and down. 2nd and goal to go from the 15. Almost got to go through the air, I'm guessing.
Well, I think you're right. Trotovic trying to set up a screen to
Beautiful
Flanagan.
screen.
Nice hands. to grab that one, weaving his way inside the 5 down to about the 4. Flanagan, Ricardo, good weapon.
Is that going to be right down around the original line of scrimmage? It might be inside the 5.
Inside the 5. The original was, I think, the 6. If I
yes, you're right.
yeah, ball here, 3rd and goal at the 4.
So 11-yard gain. Nicely executed screen. That's one way to slow down on rushers, Brett.
See if they got that in the works again.
Now the run game can figure in this one, Brett. 3rd down, goal to goal from the 4. 4:34 left in the first half.
I see Flanagan lined up along the right side of that line. Let's see if Otradovic wants to go to number 88 here on 3rd and goal. And no, he's going to go to Blom.
He picked up a couple yards there, but I think it's 4th from the 2, or maybe even the 3.
Damon Grosskreutz did a nice job, number 57 for the Pirates, a 5'11", 230-pound senior defensive lineman. So 4th and goal coming up. Well, that's not the 4. We're going to say the 3-yard line, Ricardo.
Yeah, but we're getting a field goal attempt. I'm a little surprised at this as well.
So there'll be a 20-yard attempt coming up. Almost blocked, but it's through. And that's number 14.
Yes.
Nicholas
Grusin.
So first points of the season for the Tritons on a field goal, a 20-yarder with 3:40 to play as we look at our Cellcom and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard.
Well, there you see that penalties, Brett, and then that sack really put Notre Dame out of position to score a touchdown.
I understand the thinking. I know you're down 3 scores, but Mike Rader's thinking we got to get some points here on the board. Let's feel good about ourselves. We had a nice drive. Let's end it with something. And that's what the Tritons are able to do on that field goal by Nicholas Greason.
See what we can find here. Maybe we have some updates here. Appleton North up 21-0 now in the second quarter with 2 minutes left in the first half. Jack Robinson, younger brother of Carter Robinson, with a touchdown run. He figures to be kind of like their every down back, Brett.
We're going to see Appleton North next week at Kaukauna for a Week 3 matchup. And then right away again in Week 4 as they host the Papermakers. So we're going to check out Rob Salm's team that advanced to the state semifinals last year. Always another one of those Division I premier programs. Chance also to check out Kaukauna. I know they have high hopes, Ricardo, in the FVA. They're kind of building something. Some good, talented skill position players for the Ghosts. And, of course, Kimberly Appleton North. That's always a game we got to stream, right?
Absolutely. Kaukauna with Noah Hoffman at running back.
Yeah.
They got Finley Darriott, who's I believe a junior, so he has 2 years starting, or 1 year starting experience as a sophomore. They got a good nucleus to work with there.
Coach Binsfield really doing a nice job building a program with the Ghosts. Actually very curious to see how Kaukauna does against West Appear this week.
Yes.
That's a really intriguing matchup.
2 receivers near side for Benson, and now Shipley in motion. Well, we got to run up the middle.
Yeah, and I think a nice play by number 30, Cade Wazikoff. Hard to read these programs. Senior defensive lineman for the Tritons.
Right, because the N and the D.
Yeah, I know. They put the MD right on the names.
They have it set up that way.
They're challenging my my failing eyesight here.
Yeah, 2nd down and 11. That's a loss of 1, Brett.
Wazikoff?
Mazel tov. Blake Buchinger with a loss of 1 yard. Second down and 11. Is that Benson?
Yep, keeping it himself. So it was a big moment here. Big moment for the Tritons to try to get off the field, get an offense that has done put together a couple nice drives. Get them back on the field as we're nearing halftime at Bayport High School. Again, thanks to Dylan Manny, athletic director here, for making sure we're good. The new athletic director here, he had been an assistant football coach for the Pirates the previous 2 seasons. Very successful run as the head football coach at Luxembourg Casco, guided the Spartans to 6 playoff appearances, a conference title. 47-26 overall record for Manny and Luxembourg Casco over 7 seasons. Also coached 2 seasons at Kimberly, it sounds like, Ricardo, and a former UW Stevens Point football player, huh?
Watch out. Oh, boy.
Wow.
There you see the defense. Is that number 30?
Yeah, but was that 79 that initially getting in? Tate Milton, Ricardo, the senior defensive line standout, 6'2", 235 pounds. I think he's the one who really created a lot of trouble for Benson. Just broke through and showing his speed and pursuit. And we have a timeout for Notre Dame to conserve some time on that clock.
Yeah, Brett, loss of 12 yards here. So, again, for Notre Dame, minute 41 left. You have some time here.
Make things interesting going into
Absolutely.
halftime.
You know how much a score would lift the confidence of that team.
So 1 timeout remaining for the Tritons, with a minute 41 to play here in the second quarter. Been a fun game, fun week 2 game. I know, Ricardo, you're checking out some of the other scores here on Thursday night. Hey, how are the Packers doing?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen any. Well,
we can talk.
I don't follow Packer stuff typically. Sorry. I hear they're playing.
Yeah, Ricardo, big Bear fan.
Yeah, I don't follow the Packers.
Big St. Louis Cardinals fan too, who are just ruining the Brewers' season right now.
What's okay? Yes, punt formation here. Kind of threw me off a little bit. 4th and 18.
Nice high punt. Watch out. Let that skip. Get away from it, right? Takes a Bayport bounce. Going to roll to about the 40-yard line.
Brett, they have some time here. Minute 28. Ball's at the 41.
Yeah, and a timeout. Chiefs leading the Packers 10-7.
It's preseason.
It's preseason.
I never pay attention to preseason.
Jordan Love, though, 7 of 9, 42 yards.
It's preseason.
Got Clubhouse Live about ready to kick off. Season 14 coming up for us, our Green Bay Packers show. We're getting very close to announcing our co-host, our Packer co-host for the season. Look for that early next week, folks. Go to facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. That's our Facebook page. Takes place Mondays at 6:30 from the Paper Valley Hotel, downtown Appleton. Well, Trodovic, he's in trouble. And that's just a coverage sack, Ricardo. He did have some time, although that rush was getting home pretty quick. But he had some time. There was just nowhere to throw. And Trodovic brought down. And do we have a timeout? Looks like the Tritons are going to burn that final timeout. But, yeah, admission is free to Clubhouse Live. You can meet all your favorite Packers players. I co-hosted. Ricardo, I don't know why he co-hosted, being a Bears fan.
I asked the same question.
Rosie's there on the production crew. And, yeah, we've got some fun stuff planned out. A little wrinkle coming up this season. And maybe an interesting guest down the line as well that I can't reveal until it's official. You haven't even told me that. No. I'll tell you once we are not live. But, again, post everything on Facebook.com/Clubhouse Live. Also, my Twitter account, @PCBrettC. Please give me a follow.
Why am I always last to know?
As long as I'm plugging stuff. Again, don't forget about that digital subscription to the Press Gazette, the Post Crescent, any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. $22, 2 years. That is a fantastic. You were locked in for 2 years. Only $22. So sign up right now. Press Gazette, GreenBayPressGazette.com/subscribe. postcrescent.com/subscribe. Again, that subscription goes a long way into helping us continue to give you these streams and all the great high school sports content that Ricardo and the crew provide year in and year out. 2nd and 19 for the Tritons. No timeouts remaining. Big sack by that Pirates defense to open this series. We have a flag, and Otradovic, watch out, finally gets rid of it. Boy, he was being chased hard. Ricardo, good to see number 9 for the Pirates, Vaughn Campbell. He's back on the field. I know he kind of limped off that previous defensive series, so good to see Campbell back on. Unfortunately, nothing for Tevin Montgomery. I still see him kind of limping down there a little bit.
Ball starts on Bayport. We'll see what Bayport wants. I think they're going to decline it.
You decline that, don't you? So 3rd and 19 coming up.
I think it's more like 3rd and 17. Right? I don't know. Or 17 almost.
Yeah, you're right. 16, 17. I'm looking at the scoreboard. It says 3rd down and 19 to go. Ball at the 34-yard line. But the first down is the Bayport 49. So what, 17?
Yeah, about so. But either way, a very long way to traverse for Notre Dame.
You usually don't have these types of plays in your playbook, do you?
You don't work on them too much. But we do have talented receivers and quarterbacks on both teams, so. I mean, while a team 6'5", near side, it's a big target.
Yeah, he's shown some speed in the kickoff game, hasn't he? His Otradovic, he's just going to keep it spinning his way around and finally brought down hit. Oh, that's a big hit by number 23, Landon Gauthier. Again, the outside linebacker, just a junior. Look at that, 6'3", 225-pound junior. And I think Bayport want to take a timeout and save some time. Why not? I mean, they've been having a couple drives that last 1-2 plays.
Look at that 4th and 11 here, Brett. But boy, Trodovic took a hit there.
He sure did. But you might as well burn a timeout, 58 seconds with the speed and explosiveness of this offense and these players is enough time. So would not be surprised to see Bayport put some more points on the board before we hit halftime. Tritons picked to finish 2nd in the FRCC South this season by WisSports.net. Menasha, as I said earlier, the top-ranked team in Division III. We'll see the Blue Jays taking on the Rockets tomorrow night in another Varsity Game of the Week live stream. Blue Jays, they've been tabbed to win the league title. Manitowoc is picked to finish 3rd, followed by Sheboygan North, Sheboygan South, Green Bay West, and Green Bay East.
Punt formation for Notre Dame.
There's a shot of Tevin Montgomery. Ricardo or Rosie found him.
Attaboy, Rosie.
Feel bad for the kid. He's frustrated. Whoa!
Look out!
Yeah, good little. Whoa! Quick, a late signal, fair catch.
Yeah, because the punt was low and
punter did a nice job, just kind of getting out there.
Sometimes that's a
quick
little dangerous.
So 56. There's a good look at Tevin Montgomery. I think it was a 2nd team all-conference last year. Yeah, I mentioned that Bayport defense welcoming 3 returning first-team all-conference players. That includes JoJo Azur, the all-FRCC North Defensive Player of the Year last year, playing collegiately at North Dakota State. Also returning our senior defensive backs, Mason Clark and A.J. Corshane. Corshane was the league's defensive back of the year last year, Ricardo. Look at Benson going deep again.
Has got that.
Wow.
Brett, that was open. He was double covered.
Well, that was some really good late speed by Khalees there, because that was double coverage, but he was able to outrun those guys.
Benson showing the howitzer there a little bit, huh?
So close to hitting that one in stride, and that would have been a touchdown.
And Benson was under pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't get hit, so nice of the defensive end to kind of hold up, or that might have been a penalty, but he was under pressure and threw a nice pass. just missed that long bomb again.
With the
But more importantly for Bayport, he got past the defense again.
Well, with the speed of Khalid, number 2, and number 4, Brett Shipley, might want to see that a couple more times. As Benson, watch out, getting pressured. And there's Khalid, watch out, near side, gets out of bounds, saves some time right at the 40-yard line. Bayport with 1 timeout remaining, but still 43 seconds to go. Good job, good route by Khalid, good ball by Benson, Ricardo, but a smart decision by Khalid to say, you know what, that's enough yards, let's save some time.
26-yard gain. Poor tackling by Notre Dame secondary as well. That's something they got to clean up.
Bayport quickly to the line. There's a fire across the way. Number 18 gets out of bounds, picks up about 5 yards. Number 18 is Tanner Corton, a junior wideout. So a 5-yard pickup, 36 seconds to go. So working those sidelines are the Pirates.
Bayport doing a real good job, Brett, of using that time.
And still, again,
Yes.
with that 1 timeout remaining. Going downfield,
Again.
watch out. Oh, just overshot Shipley.
Nice ball, though. I'm really being impressed by Benson. I mean,
Yeah.
we know he can run the ball, but his arm definitely among the big boys.
Pocket kind of collapsing around him, but and we have a roughing the passer call against the Tritons, Ricardo.
Exactly
so
what I
first down
thought.
coming up.
Well, they avoided that on the other 26-yard pass play, but now they're whistled for it. Brett, that's going to a 15-yard penalty.
That's a big call. It was going to be 3rd and 5.
It's going to be a first down for sure. Is that going to be at the 20?
Yeah, I think it's actually going to. We'll call it officially the 19, Ricardo. It's past the 20-yard line, inside
Okay.
the 20, so let's call it the 19. But boy, with 31 seconds to go, a timeout. This is very maneuverable for Benson and the Pirates. Bookinger, look at this, weaving his way around, spinning his way. And I think, what do we want, a timeout here? Is that what's being called, or was that a first down and you stop the clock?
I think it is. It was past the 10. Yep. First down, goal to go.
So they're already at the line of scrimmage, saving that timeout. Now they wind up the clock, 1st and goal at the 9. I imagine Benson's going to throw it. Nope. That Bookinger again, and I think they'll have to burn that final timeout. Good job by the Tritons to close off any running lanes for Bookinger.
Yeah, loss of a yard there. Brett brings up 2nd down and goal to go from the 10. 9 seconds left. So what do you do here? You think you can do a quick pass play and then maybe kick the field goal if that doesn't work out?
Oh, well, so what do you got? 2nd and goal. I think you got a couple shots at the end zone at least, right? Those shifty receivers that he has, maybe set up a little screen play.
I'll tell you what. I mean, if they score a touchdown here, I can't imagine Notre Dame rallying back from that 28-3. So maybe you go for the jugular now. 2 plays into the end zone. Brett, are you a gambling man?
Oh yeah, I would absolutely. And I'm not a gambling man by any stretch, but I would definitely do that. Ball actually is going to be officially at the 11.
Okay. Have a little karaoke session going on here, Brett.
Let's hear you. Yeah, I know you love doing
I love the
karaoke.
song, but I don't want to.
Can you hit that high register?
No, not unless I'm squeezed in a certain way, my friend.
Little uh-huh. Second and goal, Ricardo. Ball at the 11-yard line. Let's see what the Pirates do. Following the timeout, Benson looking, little pump fake, going to the corner of the end zone. That's going to be out of bounds. Yeah, that wasted. Well, it took 6 seconds off the clock. I think now you got to kick the field goal.
And good no call, Brett. I mean, he had some bracketed coverage there, and small chance that could have been intercepted, but there was some contact going on down there.
Well, let's see. Well, I thought maybe the field goal team was going to come out, and there's going to be a holding call against the Pirates.
Oh boy. Okay.
So penalty on the play. We'll back up Bayport. I imagine they're going to. Benson's going to be out there.
It's a little too far for a field goal, possibly. Ball's going to be placed at the 23. 23. So loss of 12 yards on that, Brett. Yeah, that'd be a 40-yard field goal.
Some programs, you think about
They have
Kakana,
kickers,
they've
yeah.
had some kickers.
Fond du Lac.
Nina. So here you go, second down. Well, last play of the half here is Benson. They kind of roll around, going to fire it deep. Little jump ball nearly
nice.
caught by Shipley.
Brett,
Was that number 3?
Yeah, he threw it.
Henry Weber, Ricardo, the senior defensive back.
That was, it wasn't converted, but that was a very good play.
I thought Shipley, Ricardo, was going to do a pretty good job of boxing out, but I think Weber was able to get in there and kind of knock it down. And that's how this first half comes to a close. Halftime here at Bayport High School. We're in Suamico, Wisconsin. Quick look at our Cellcom and Cooney's embroidery and sportswear scoreboard shows the Pirates leading the Tritons 21-3 in this Week 2 non-conference matchup. We'll talk more about tonight's game and what we have coming up digitally at USA Today Network Wisconsin after this short break.
From the top of the 222 building on College Avenue in downtown Appleton, it's Varsity Roundtable. Ladies and gentlemen, Ricardo Arguello.
Live from a secret location somewhere in northeast Wisconsin, it's Clubhouse Live. We'll look back on how the Packers fared, we'll talk football, we'll take a peek at what's next on the schedule, and we'll have our usual fun too. We're ready. Are you ready? It's time to get started. Let's open the doors and welcome to...
Welcome back to Bayport High School. Halftime here in this Week 2 matchup. We look at our Cellcom and Cooney's embroidery and sportswear scoreboard. You can see it right there. Bayport on top, 21-3. Go over the scoring plays here a little bit later in the half. Once again, thank you to our sponsors, Cellcom. Get a free smartphone now at Cellcom. 15 models and sizes to choose from. Plus, save $500 on all other smartphones. Offer is good for new and existing customers. Visit cellcom.com/summer-sale for details. And Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Contact them today, 920-731-0922, or send them an email at Cooney's, COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net. Also, I want to You saw it on the commercial, Ricardo, but I want to plug again USA Today Sports Plus. That is the new sports app that puts the fans first. Get the latest scores, stats, and standings, and enjoy interactive experiences with our award-winning sports writers. Download USA Today Sports Plus from the Apple or Google Play stores today. USA Today Sports Plus, fan harder. What you got there? You got some scores?
I do. Appleton North, Brett, up 28-0 at the half. Also, this is interesting, and it's a little bit out of our area, but Cedar Grove, Belgium, a traditional Division 5 power, they lost last week, and they're on the verge of going 0-2 because they're getting beat 28-0 by Lake Mills.
Wow.
So kind of
Rockets.
Out of an odd start to the season. That's usually a team that's right there in the semifinals, quarterfinals, even the championship game. So those are two interesting scores from around the area.
All right. Again, Ricardo checking those scores out. If you are at a game or know somebody is at a game, they're on Twitter. Use the hashtag, HSSWI.
Yes.
Put those on Twitter, and Ricardo is keeping track of what's going on here on this Thursday night. Don't forget, folks, again, tomorrow night we're back at it. Back-to-back double headers in weeks 1 and 2 to open this 2022 season. We're going to be at Rocket Stadium down in Neenah. Big matchup between the 9th-ranked Rockets in Division 1 against the top-ranked Blue Jays in Division 3. Good to see those two programs renewing their rivalry. That should always be a game each and every season, I think. I think you agree. It was too bad that Menasha left the FVA and is now in the FRCC. I think they were the Bay even before that, right? Before they joined the FRCC. But for a long time, it was always Neenah Menasha every year. Then they had a little bit of a hiatus. It's now back to playing each other. But our live coverage will kick off tomorrow night, 6:45 p.m. Right now, going to stream on postcrescent.com. I'm thinking about opening that up also to the Green Bay market, because again, there's an interest in Neenah and Menasha.
I think so.
Especially
definitely Oshkosh, though.
Yeah,
Oshkosh
good point.
as well.
Especially
actually, the FVA up and down the valley, I think.
I'll check with the powers that be, but a game of statewide interest. I think it's one of the top games of the night in the state of Wisconsin. I know that there's going to be quite a few folks. There's going to be a lot of hustle and bustle at Rocket Stadium, according to the Neenah Athletic Director, Mike Elkin. So,
Brett, I wanted to point out, I had today online a story about a cross-country meet over at Irish Waters Golf Club.
Up in Freedom.
Yeah, Kaukauna Freedom. The Irish Invite, collection of 21 cross-country teams, boys and girls, coming over. I talked to Thane Jones.
He's doing it again, isn't he?
He did. He's calling me up and giving me the lowdown on stuff, and always pleasure to talk to you. A little grumpy, a little grouchy.
Yeah,
but
he's got a heart of gold.
Exactly. I enjoy talking to him, and he was talking about, hey, this is a collection of some pretty good teams here, especially in the wheelhouse of Freedom. Those kind of size school. I think New London, Little Chute's going to be there. A number of schools, Kaukauna, De Pere. So look for that. That's taking place tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. We're going to hope to have some results on that later in the afternoon after all the races are done. So look for that, the Irish Invite, the big cross-country meet being hosted by Freedom at Irish Waters Golf Club, not course, club.
A lot of good cross-country programs and runners in Northeast Wisconsin. There's some of the state's best, and you mentioned some of those programs. Like you said, Freedom, a perennial state championship contender. You mentioned Little Chute. Rudy Bott's doing some really nice things and continuing to build or maintain, I guess. That Mustangs program has always been strong. Kaukauna with
strong teams.
Sydney Foskey and
yes.
Alexa Kinnis, I imagine, is still running. And, really good programs there. But I give so much credit to those athletes in cross country and the miles they put in.
Yeah. As someone who doesn't like to run, I admire them completely.
The work they put in, they're in the weight room, they're doing all this stuff that you just don't see, and I put them up there with anybody as far as athletes. It's no easy path to get to Wisconsin Rapids and the amount of work that you have to put in. So.
Well, other things I want to, September 7th, I think during the halftime we saw some of the promo materials that are coming. Quickly, that's coming up, the Terrific 10, the all-girls volleyball team from the Valley. That's debuting next week sometime later in the week. Debuting later in the week, so be sure to check that out. That's coming. Jim Rosandick, we call him Rosie. He does a great job putting that together. You can watch right now the Elite 11 football team on greenbaypressgazette.com or the postcrescent.com. Look under the sports and the varsity tabs. You should be able to bring up. That's our collection of senior athletes to watch in the area. I took, 11 best players. Could only do one player from each team. We got JoJo from Bayport on the team. Tomorrow we're going to see a couple of guys, H.E. Korth from Menasha, Jace Jenkins from Nina as well. So please check that out. Rosie did a great job putting that together. And that girls volleyball team is coming late next week. So please be sure to check that out. I'm sorry, Rosie, I kind of put you on the spot. By late next week. But
there you go, Rosie. The deadline's been set.
It's early season stuff, though. Those are the top senior girls volleyball players. Let me tell you something. We have great football players in the area, Brett. We have some of the very best volleyball players in the Fox Valley.
I guess name a sport, right? I mean, they're all
exactly.
They're all good.
Very, very true. And well, actually, you want me to name some of the girls right here, Rosie? Is that what you're trying to do? Olivia Lasse from Appleton North. We have Casey Fortune, from Appleton North, and Rachel Koss from Freedom, Kennedy Schmitz from Fox Valley Lutheran, Molly Rohde from Hortonville. From Kokona, we have a couple girls, Taylor Tetzloff and Paige Miller, fantastic softball player, going to Wisconsin. Katie Schmitz from Kimberly as well, and then don't forget about Macy Herman. Kimberly has two girls. They have a very good team this season. And then from the Green Bay area, Luxembourg Casco, the premier platinum program in this area. They have Autumn Flynn, a great outside hitter from the Spartans. So Brett, that's coming. Now there's a video that you're going to want to watch that Rosie has put together that involves, just highlighting all the 11 girls, some of their likes and dislikes, some of the reasons why they're on the team, and also they had a good time doing some of the green screen capture. So please check that out. Again, coming next week.
Fantastic. We're looking forward to that. And you talk about the terrific 10, but you're going back to the Elite 11 with the football players. You look at, this is our third game already in week 2. How many of the Elite 11 players now have we seen? And then you add what we're going to do tomorrow night. You look at, we did DePere and Nina, Jace Jenkins and Gabe Herman.
Yep.
And then we did Kimberly and Spash with Ethan Doucette for the Papermakers. Now we're here tonight with JoJo Azur of Bayport. And then tomorrow night we're going to add A.J. Korth to the mix. So we're seeing a lot of the Elite 11s already in the first couple weeks as well. And then following that, we're going to have Appleton North Kokona. I know Brock Salm of Appleton North is on that team as well.
Now, Kokona very well could have had it's always hard to put the 11 guys on there. Notre Dame, I was actually considering some of their players for the Elite 11, Brett. Their outstanding defensive end, is it Blake Osbar.
And I would imagine Tate Milton would have been on there.
Yes, so
possibly, yeah.
I had to get it down to 11. I can only take one player from each team. It's tough, but this was – Notre Dame definitely was on my radar in terms of putting guys on the team. There's just so many great teams here, Brett. We see that at the end of the year with the long playoff runs. I try to do the best I can, but I just feel like I need to apologize because there's a lot of players I can't have on the team.
But here's the thing, right? We can add more nominees to the Northeast Wisconsin High School Sports Awards show in the spring.
Yes.
We're not limited to 11 football players.
That is true.
So planning is going to be getting underway for that here in the not too distant future. We already had a meeting earlier this month about, things of that nature and maybe where the show will be held. But we just had our Sports Awards show this past May at the Lambeau Field Atrium, and boy, what do we have, like 1,100 people in the crowd, and all the sports are represented, and so while you might have to apologize for who you left out, your glaring omissions. That will be remedied, Ricardo, when we do the Sports Awards show and we can open it up.
It's tough, and it's okay. The players take me to task. We had that last year on my Fab 5 team when Chevalier Emery Jr. Took me to task.
You know what, though? They got the goal ball.
They got the goal ball, but still, it's an honor for me to see the players want to be on the team and get insulted when they're not on the team. As weird as that sounds, bizarre as that sounds, that does show me that the players care, and that's all I want. Brett, a couple other things. You saw the promo. The roundtable's coming September 7th. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. We have some new promos. We're going to try to get studio audience in there week in, week out. We hope that that's the case. And that's something I've been talking to Appleton North girls and Kimberly girls to be the first teams.
Might have to move that back a week, though, because of a scheduling conflict.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that. But
so it might be September 14th instead.
Okay, well, we'll talk to Rosie about that. Yeah, that's fine if that's the case. But Brett, there are a lot of good things coming. What I'm saying is a lot of people want to be on the show.
That's good.
And we get that going.
Kind of quote unquote back to normal finally. Right?
Yes.
After a few.
And speaking of normal, what
weird
about the
years.
R&B Show podcast? We want to start that up
Well,
again.
that's up to you.
Up again in September.
My understanding, we've been canceled. So I don't know.
No, not canceled. I decide that.
Okay.
I just want to wait, have a couple, get out of August. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Start when the school starts, then have it run.
Maybe that week that we do roundtable, if we have to push it back, kind of get some football games in, and get like 3 or 4 weeks of football in, and get some of these sports to really get started. Right. A lot of them are still finally just starting. So kind of let the season breathe a little bit, get past Labor Day, get Clubhouse Live going as well. That's always a big chore to get that off and running. And, yeah, once we get – I always call it the grind, right, the fall grind. You got Monday Clubhouse Live, Wednesday Roundtable, podcast in there somewhere, and then the Friday game of the week. And it just – all of a sudden, it's November because you get into that cycle and the weeks just – to me, I don't know, but maybe you guys feel differently, but the weeks just fly by.
They do. And by the time we – think of it this way. The first time we do the roundtable show, the football season gone already a month.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Well, it's shocking how we've talked about how early the season starts around here.
Yeah.
It feels too early sometimes, but that's just the way it is because they got a lot of playoff levels to get through, and always want to get done right before Thanksgiving, and then basketball tips off. So,
Brett, you have some stats, or not
Yeah.
stats, the score line.
well, I can run down the scoring. Yeah, let me do that first, and then I do have some halftime stats as well. But scoring, a couple of touchdown strikes from Cole Benson to Brett Shipley, a 70-yarder and a 39-yarder. The first, the 70-yarder with 3:06 remaining in the first quarter. The 39-yarder with 9:07 to play in the second quarter. Bayport's other touchdown was a 56-yard run by Benson with 32 seconds to go in the first quarter. Notre Dame got on the board with 3:40 to play in the second quarter, a 20-yard field goal by Nicholas Greason, and that's where we stand as we look at our Cellcom and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. 21-3 Pirates with the lead, and I got to thank Chris Learman, the voice of Bayport. They do a good job here streaming. He covers a lot of different sports. It's really unique and neat to see a school with that option, right, to stream stuff and do different sports. But I've got some stats here for Bayport rushing, 69 yards on 11 carries, passing 157 yards, 5 of 7 passing for Benson, 226 total yards for the Pirates. They're 0 for 2 in third downs, 1 penalty for 12 yards, and look at the time of possession, a huge discrepancy. 7:37 for the Pirates. Look at the Tritons, Ricardo. 16 minutes and 23 seconds. They had a couple long drives. Total yards for the Tritons, 133.
And that's respectable against Bayport's defense. It's just they haven't been able to finish.
Right. 22 yards, 49 yards rushing on 22 attempts. 84 yards passing, 4 of 6 on the day for Trotovic. Trotovic, I should say. 133 total yards. 2 of 7 on third downs are the Tritons. 2 penalties for 21 yards. Neither team with a turnover.
Let me tell you, it is imperative for Notre Dame. I think Bayport receives the ball to start the second half. That defense needs to get Bayport off the field because if Bayport goes down, and even more demoralizingly, if they get a long drive and score a touchdown, then that is going to be tough to overcome. You're down essentially 4 scores.
So if you're Mike Rader, the head coach of the Tritons, your message at halftime is, hey, we've done some good things, right? We've had some drives. We've done this against what Bayport feels is one of the better defenses in the entire state of Wisconsin.
Yes.
So something to build on, and we put some points on the board at the end of the quarter. So let's get out there, let's get a stop, and let's get our offense on the field.
Yeah, make things
and let's
happen.
just kind of chip away. But if you're Gary Westerman and Bayport, you're saying pedal to the metal. We got a 21-3 lead. We're up 18 points.
And take care
3
of
scores.
Take care of the ball.
Take care of the ball, and let's put this game away, right?
Right, exactly. The longer you let them linger, they get more and more dangerous. But Westerman has been doing this for a while. I expect to see Bayport put the pedal to the metal, quite frankly.
Led by Cole Benson, the fantastic dual threat quarterback of the Pirates. We've seen his speed with that 56-yard touchdown run. We've seen a pretty strong arm on some of these throws, and really good touch on a couple of those, especially that 70-yarder to Shipley.
And that has wowed me the most, the versatility, the versatility of his arm. You know, he's done it short, he's done it long. He throws a great deep ball, and it has some zip on it, Brett.
Now, one of the big storylines, of course, in this one was Tevin Montgomery, the outstanding Bayport linebacker. Also gets some touches at running back, just a junior. He had to exit the game with an injury and has not returned, so hopefully that is not a serious setback for the Pirates, because he is ultra talented and a guy, Ricardo, that could very easily be on your Elite 11 next season.
Oh, quite. Oh, yes, quite easily.
Yeah.
I would say he has I won't say a B line, but it's hard not to think of him on there.
Third quarter underway. Triton's kickoff. And I think that's Corshane picking it up, number 24, trying to weave his way through, spinning his way. Look at him fight for extra yardage. Past the 35, near the 38-yard line. So good start by the Pirates, and Corshane showing some physicality out there on that return.
Ball looks to be placed at the 38. Make it the 39. So again, for Notre Dame, imperative that you force a 3-and-out, or really, in general terms, not allow a score. Up the middle run.
Ooh, good run, good blocking up front, and that's Bookinger, who's had a nice game. 5'9", junior running back.
Yeah, 8-yard gain for Bookinger. 2nd down and 2. Nice start to the drive for Bayport. They can just really hurt you in so many ways. They have a very good offensive line. They have a running back that's shifty and can break tackles. And then, of course, you got the receivers who can fly and a quarterback who can get him the ball.
Yeah, very versatile and different options for Gary Westerman. There's Benson now going to keep it, and look at how quickly he hits that hole, and he's already in Notre Dame territory.
Well, quickly, but he's also,
patient.
Patient, yeah. You can see him picking where he wants to go. He's got that gear that allows him to explode through the line.
Yeah, you can see, you're right, patience, and then when he sees something, he's got an accelerator, and he can really turn on the jets. Ball at the 44-yard line.
Gain of 9 yards for Benson. Let's see if I can look up his game stats. He's having a pretty good day rushing the ball.
Benson going to keep it again. Ooh, big hit. Number 42 for the Tritons. That's Joey Horning, the senior defensive back.
Ball is at the 39 for Benson. 2nd down and 5 situation now. 7 carries, 74 yards I have him for unofficially.
That's Bookinger?
I'm sorry, that was Benson.
Oh, Benson, okay.
Did Bookinger have the last carry? I thought that was Benson.
That was Benson.
Yeah, it was. Okay.
Now this is Bookinger.
See how low he gets to the ground?
Yeah, very tough to grab.
That is great coaching, Brad. That is something that is taught. Hard to tackle you when you run that low to the ground.
Yeah, and 5'9", so already a low center of gravity, but he makes it even lower. He doesn't even offer a big target to try to wrap up. So he's very shifty, very fast, physical runner. A lot of different weapons on this Pirates offense, and a good-looking offensive line. Bookinger takes the handoff. Not a whole lot there. Big old 54 for the Tritons. Joey Hackle, senior defensive lineman, 6'4".
Brett,
220 pounds.
Did I ever tell you that I played running back for one practice when I was
Ouch.
back at Amher? Let me tell you something. I was a linebacker's dream because I ran straight up and down. I had
Didn't get low, huh?
no ability other than strong legs, and I got lit up.
Take a few shots.
Yes. I learned real quick that, boy, there's a little talent to running running back. Can't put anybody back there.
Here's 4th down, Ricardo, for the Pirates. 4th and 2. Benson, he's going to keep it, and I don't know.
That's close.
I think he's down. I think he's short.
Yeah, and I see Notre Dame celebrating.
He's shorted by a yard, so how about the Tritons getting off the field on that 4th down run? They stopped Benson at the 35-yard line, so that's a big win for the Tritons.
Well, now what can you do with it? If you're Notre Dame's offense and you're thinking, okay, well, it's 21-3, we get a touchdown here, you're talking about a 2-score game. Brett, this is a very important drive.
Well, again, we talked about it at halftime. The Tritons have had 2 lengthy drives, and we saw the time of possession and Notre Dame easily winning it. Of course, part of that has to do with
quick strikes
by the Pirates, no doubt about that, but certainly an offense that has proven it can move the ball against this really talented Pirates defense.
2 receivers near side, now in motion.
And there's Blom. Boy, nowhere there. Nowhere to go at all. Stop for no gain. 2nd and 10 coming up. Good job by the Pirates closing that up.
Guinea and Blom, a 5'9", 160-pound junior. No gain on that play. Blom had a pretty good first half. I'm going to look back at his stats. He had 14 carries for 55 yards in that first half, BC. So he was getting the job done on the ground.
2nd and 10 for the Tritons. And Blom looking for some space along that right side. Boy, nothing much there. Number 24, A.J. Corshane. We've talked about him numerous times. The very talented senior defensive back. What was he, the defensive back of the year last year in the conference?
Yes.
Really getting a hand on Blom and not letting go.
Gain of 1 yard for Blom.
Big
16
play.
Carries, 56 yards.
Big play here for Otradovic in this Tritons offense. 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9. But we've seen.
They've converted on a
Yes,
couple.
they've converted on a couple of 3rd and longs.
Well, he's got, I know one of his targets was Max Augustine, number 10. And Otradovic, he's got time,
Yes,
slings
he-
it. No,
oh,
he had
boy.
him. He had him wide open.
And that's on the quarterback, Brett, because the receiver ran a good route.
Yep.
And it was behind him, and the offensive line did a good job of giving him time.
Yeah, you can see the frustration. Ethan Wall, a team, the senior wideout. He was open in the middle of that defense, just couldn't convert. And a little frustration there, of course, because of missed opportunity. You don't get a whole lot of opportunities against this talented Bayport defense. There's A.J. Corshane back near the 30-yard line to receive this punt. And Corshane immediately calling fair catch. That's got to be one of the
Those
hardest
are
jobs.
tricky.
One of the hardest jobs in sports, right, is catching punts.
That thing's coming right to him. Ball's going to be placed at the 36, so 1st down and 10, and we'll see what Bayport can do. They had their first drive of the half ended in a turnover on downs.
Seems like punt returns, regardless of the level, high school, college, or pros, now it's just a matter of just securing the ball. Don't worry much about the return. Let the offense do the work. That's changed, right? It seems like it used to be more punt returns, more action. Now it's just about let's fair catch it and
let our offense get to work.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of offensives getting to work, there's a handoff to Bookinger.
Ooh, look at him breaking tackles.
Yeah. Again, Ricardo, you said it, getting low. Not much of a target to try to bring down.
2nd down and 4. Ball's going to be right at the 42.5-yard line, so gain of 6 for Bookinger. See if I can kind of pull away or extract some scores from my Twitter. (42-0) Appleton North over Preble now.
That's a running clock, and that one is Benson. Good fake. And there he goes on the outside. Watch out. Great fake. Really sold it. I think some of those defenders from Notre Dame thought Bookinger had it. Not so. There's Benson kind of showing the little Houdini-like ball fake there, and he had a lot of space there on that far side to pick up the 1st down and a whole lot more. Ball in Notre Dame territory at the 37-yard line.
Yeah, 21-yard gain, Brett. Benson with 9 carries for 95 yards. Solid night on the ground for him. just under 6 minutes now left in the
You
third
just
quarter.
see some different stuff, right? Maybe some read option stuff, but even straight option type pitches they can do. A lot to prepare for, and there's Benson. He's just going to tuck it in, kind of almost like a sweep as he's finally wrestled down.
Dodged a guy, tried to truck a guy. I mean, very impressive physical performance from Benson. Ball's at the 32 now, gain of 5. That puts them right at 100 yards, Brett, on 10 carries. Now, my Milwaukee math computes that to be 10 yards a carry.
Oh, very good.
That's right.
You might want to double check on your iPhone, though. Like use the calculator option.
Yes. Well, I'm just glad it's on my iPhone, you know. Second down and 5, nearing the 5-minute mark here in the third quarter for Bayport.
Benson
Plenty of
he's
time,
got a
way
lot of
too much time.
Good catch by Bookinger over the middle and some traffic, and a good ball by Benson. And a good job, as you noted, Ricardo, that offensive line gave Benson a whole lot of time to step back, look downfield, and then step into the throw. Inside the 20, ball at the, we'll call it, let's see where they set up.
Is that the 19?
Let's call it the 18. I see the official
The
there
18,
along
okay.
the 18-yard.
That's a 14-yard gain. Sometimes when you're running so well, that kind of slows down the pass rush, Brett.
Bookinger taking the handoff. But it's tough to bring him down. It takes 3 or 4 different guys, right? Get a hand on him.
2-yard gain for Bookinger.
Blake Bookinger, just a junior. Look good out there tonight. So I'm curious, when they have these Thursday games, do they get Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off? Give them a 3-day weekend?
I'm sure there's some film. Yeah, do some film work there.
People want to get up north still, Ricardo. The weather's good. They don't want summer to end yet. Quick pass over to number 2, Carter Kaliz, the junior wideout, and Bayport knocking at the door.
Looking be third and very short, huh?
Yeah, ball at the, looks like the 8-yard line. I think they're going to measure. I think that might be a first down. Again, folks, as we wait for the officials to bring the sticks out, see if that's a first down. Don't forget about that great deal on a digital subscription. Press Gazette, Post Crescent, any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin sites. For the next 2 years, you get all the benefits included with a digital subscription for just $22. You're in 2 years, 2 full years. You don't have to worry about re-upping or any of that stuff. All you got to pay is $22, and in my Stevens Point math tells me that's less than $1 a month, Ricardo.
That's very true.
So come on.
Let me check that on my calculator.
So go to postcrescent.com/subscribe, greenbaypressgazette.com/subscribe. Please do it right now. We would really appreciate your support. First down, by the way, for the Pirates. First and goal at the 8. Is this the knockout punch, Ricardo? If
It
score?
might be. That's
Well, look at the clock. Only 3:34 remaining here in this third quarter. Fast-moving third quarter.
nothing's impossible. It is kind of tough to figure that, you know, a team like Notre Dame, which is struggling to convert, you know, drives into touchdowns, can all of a sudden rattle off 3 or 4 scores.
Handoff, Bookinger, woo, met by number 58 of the Tritons, Owen Weary, the senior linebacker. So good job by Weary. Yeah, you up 28-3. It's a 4-score game. That's
Yeah, so
pretty
Notre
tough
Dame, to think that Notre Dame would drop to 0-2. Who did they lose to in week 1? Do you remember offhand?
Pulaski, 14 zip.
Pulaski, okay, so that was another team that they know well.
Yeah, so far Notre Dame still looking for that first touchdown of the season. How about this little razzle-dazzle and just a little short? Benson was looking for number 87. Colin Gale, the 6'3" senior tight end. So 3rd and goal coming up, ball at the 8-yard line.
Third down and goal from the 8.
Benson. Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
Wow. Oh, I thought he had it all the way. Good job by the Tritons. Maybe he could have pitched that out to Bookinger. 4th and goal coming up. Ball is going to be at the 1-yard line, though, Ricardo. Good job by the Tritons.
Oh, well-designed play, I thought.
Yeah. At first glance, watching the game through my binoculars, I just saw nothing but a blue end zone in front of them. So good job by the Tritons. About 2 or 3 different defenders really getting in there quick. And at the last second, bringing Benson down at the 1. Oh, there's a hold call. Didn't see the laundry on the field. They're very discreet with their flag throwing tonight, Ricardo. I'm not seeing these flags.
This is a break for Notre Dame,
Big
though.
time break, yep.
Now let's see if they can take advantage of it. Ball's being placed at the 13.
12-yard line.
So that wipes out a game that would have put Bayport at the 1.
It would have been 4th down, but you know they would have gone for it.
So here's an opportunity for Notre Dame's defense to give their offense back the football and to stop another Bayport drive. I think would be very impressive, Brett.
There's Bookinger on the sweep, but nowhere to go. Good pursuit, number 42, the first Triton to get there. Again, Joey Horning. Called his name a number of times. Very talented senior defensive back. And field goal unit going to come out for the Pirates. So a chance to keep this, Ricardo, a 3-score game.
This is about a 30-yard field goal.
Yep, that's exactly right.
30 or 31 yards. They look like they're going to kick it right from the 30.
Owen Belisle.
20, I'm sorry.
Yep, Owen Belisle, Ricardo, the field goal kicker, kicking from the right hash. Ooh, high snap.
That's
Got
good,
it
though.
through. Good kick and good hold. So a 30-yarder for Belisle.
Owen Belisle, 5'8", 215 pound. Was he a junior?
So we look at our Cellcom, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard after that 30-yard boot by Owen Belisle. Pirates now in front 24-3. Just 53 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Dustin Reese just tweeting us saying Oshkosh North leads Green Bay Southwest 19-0. That's a big win for North. You know, they tied last week, Brett.
Yeah, I saw that.
14-14 because of inclement weather. Game was not going to be finished.
So a little bit of a tough night for what? Preble and Southwest going against the FVA tonight. Preble losing big to Appleton North, and say Southwest losing to Oshkosh North.
Yes.
You got an Oshkosh West kid on your Elite 11.
I do, Parker
Wildcat.
Fontaine.
Yeah.
Oshkosh North has some good receivers. I do know that.
Rosie talking about Fontaine. He's a big man.
He's a big dude. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, look at this. An onside kick. Whoa, who's got it? Who got it?
Bayport
Did
has
Bayport get it? No.
Oh.
The official's saying Notre Dame has it.
But Bayport has the ball. All right.
Well, that official is very adamant about the call,
Unless,
but
the ball.
Bayport is not. They're disagreeing here. No,
It is.
Bayport got it. I think maybe the official inadvertently just pointed the wrong way. But how about this? A little onside kick, a little trickery on special teams. And the Pirates have it at midfield. Really well executed and completely caught, I think, everybody in the stadium off guard. I wasn't expecting it. I'm sure you weren't either.
Well, no, especially given the score. But, you know, You always have to be ready for that.
First down and 10 from the 50-yard line for your Bayport Pirates.
24-3. And now Bayport really has a chance to put this one way out of reach. Maybe Westerman didn't want to give any kind of small hope of victory to Notre Dame by collecting the onside kick.
That is demoralizing, isn't it?
It is.
You hold Bayport to a field goal, and you think, all right, we're going to get it back. And, again, excellent timing and really well executed on the onside kick. Pirates have it 1st and 10 at midfield. And there's a direct snap to Bookinger. Boy, big blocking up front. Big hole on the outside.
Holding.
And I think it's coming back. And that's going to negate a 50-yard touchdown run. Blocking was too good.
Yeah.
What do you do if you're booking her? I think you see the flag, but you're like, well, might as well just finish this run off, right? You know it's coming back.
Holding on the Pirates, 10 yards from the spot.
Bookinger put a lot of work into that one. Yeah. Well, he's a good running back. I really liked how he accelerated through the hole. Like we talked about before, he's powerful, runs low to the ground.
Now look where the ball's spotted at the Bayport 42-yard line.
So 1st down and 18 at the 42 of Bayport.
So near explosive play for Bookinger, looking for his first touchdown of the night. Bayport's had a few of those big touchdowns, but holding call brings it back.
Kind of a close formation here for Bayport.
Another direct snap, right? I believe that's Calise, and I'm going to give credit to number 58 for Notre Dame, Owen Weary. I think he's the one that got his hand on Calise first, senior linebacker, and this is going backwards for Bayport.
Ball being marked at the 35, so a loss of 7.
I think a spirited Notre Dame defense after that.
Yeah.
Onside kick. And it looks like Bayport in no hurry to snap this one, and that loss will be how the third quarter comes to a close. 12 minutes more to go here at Bayport High School as we look at our Cellcom, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Pirates on top of the Tritons 24-3. Again, folks, back at it tomorrow night as we head to Neenah. It's another Week 2 non-conference matchup. Rocket Stadium, the Rockets hosting longtime rival Menasha. Neenah is ranked 9th, as I mentioned earlier, in this week's WisSports.net Division I state coaches poll. Menasha number 1 in Division 3. We'll go live at 6:45 p.m. Should be a dandy of a game. Another Varsity Game of the Week prep football live stream coming up tomorrow night. Don't forget about that digital subscription I've been begging and pleading you all to get in on. $22 for 2 years. That sale will be ending soon, so be sure to check that out right now.
Reminder, we still have the wallet on John David Buer here up in the press box. You're missing your wallet, and your name is John David Buer. Come join us in the press box, and we will revert it to you.
Final quarter of the night coming up here, and a long way to go, Ricardo, for the Bayport offense. Was it 2nd down and 25 to go? Ball on the 35-yard line. We had a big holding penalty, negate a 50-yard touchdown run. And now, nice job by this Notre Dame defense getting in there, and a big loss.
To reach 1st down, they'd have to get to the 40 of Notre Dame. They're at their own 35.
Benson looking for somewhere to go, and there's just nowhere to go. So credit this Triton's defense. Forcing a third and forever for the Pirates. Looking at the upcoming schedule for both sides. Bayport conference games start next week. Ricardo, Bayport at Green Bay Preble next Friday. And Notre Dame home against Green Bay East. To look at the upcoming schedules for both squads as well. I'll read down what weeks 1 through 9 look like for both sides here soon. Let's see what the Pirates can do on this third down. And, oh boy, going deep is Benson.
Well, that's the
Has
shot.
He got Shipley? And there's a flag. Wow.
And the defender didn't even have to do that because the ball was way underthrown. And that's just really got to irk Rader, the coach of Notre Dame, because well, it's not an immediate first down, right? It'd be 3rd and 6 then.
It's different, isn't it,
Yes.
when it comes to high school and how they mark that off versus spot foul and the NFL. Wish they'd keep that all uniformed. you don't see different baseball rules necessarily, right?
That's true.
So
It is
defensive
pass interference.
pass interference, though, should make this third down a little bit more manageable. And the official spotting the ball, Ricardo, like you said, 3rd and 6 now coming up. Ball at the Triton's 46-yard line.
Well, much more manageable 4th down. Goes without saying.
How about the arm of Benson? Putting it up there, putting it up there. And if you can't make a play, maybe you can get a call.
3rd and 6, Brett, so they got 2 cracks at this.
No, that's Benson. I'm sorry. Trying to. Wow.
Nothing.
There's Flanagan coming in right at the end. You see him shoot through. 6'5", 220-pound linebacker, Ricardo. How do you like to see that coming at you?
Yeah, lost a 4.
Yeah, so 4th and 10. Really strung out that play. Benson trying to find a seam to make that cut. Just couldn't get it. And then Flanagan just flying and bringing down Benson. Actually, it's going to be 4th and 9, ball at the 49. And
nice play by Flanagan.
Bayport out to punt. So, guess you give a win to the Tritons defense there, Ricardo, after that onside kick. Ooh, nice high punt. And Notre Dame going to get out of that. Well, here we go. I've got the email about how they
triangulation.
Where's he gonna mark it? I do not understand geometry.
I thought you had your Stevens pointer math.
I still have the email from a few years ago. We were doing a Little Shoot Wrightstown game, and I think a former official, we were talking about how do you figure that out, and kind of chimed. I still don't understand it. It doesn't take much to confuse me, though.
Well, I'm completely lost.
I still think they sort of guess.
I think they just go on the honor system.
Think so?
Yep.
1st and 10, Notre Dame at the 26-yard line. As I said before, blanked by Pulaski last week. Still looking for that first touchdown of the season. Bayport coming off that. Was that a 28 or 38-21 victory over Middleton last week? Let me run down the schedules, Ricardo. Of course, last week Bayport they were at Middleton. 138-21, of course, tonight Notre Dame, but upcoming now at Green Bay Preble, then Pulaski at Manitowoc, Green Bay Southwest at Ashwaubenon, and then how about a nice 2-game stretch at De Pere and then West De Pere. Tough little end of the Bayport regular season schedule.
Yeah, I think those are their 2 most difficult games, to be honest, after this one. Manitowoc, I really don't know what to think of them. They got blown out by Appleton West.
And you won't get a good gauge on them going to Michigan now, as I mentioned, hopping the ferry, playing in battle for the Badger. As Blom looking for some space.
Yeah, and you'd hope that Coach Enns can get Manitowoc going in the right direction. Like you mentioned, Brett, a lot of history there.
Boy, that's some great team. Don Davey, remember him? Ended up playing for the
Wisconsin,
Packers. Yeah, some great teams back in the 80s, like you said. Notre Dame's schedule, again, they opened the season last week, losing to Pulaski 14-zip. Bayport tonight, and then Green Bay East at Sheboygan South, Sheboygan North, Green Bay Preble, the big one, September 30th at Menasha, then at Green Bay West, and then Manitowoc. Trotovic looking and finds Augustine. Nice throw on third down. That's a first down.
Brett, were we considering that Notre Dame Menasha game? I can't recall.
I believe week 7 that would be. What do I got going on week 7?
Sorry, not to put you on the spot.
I think right now week 7 is Little Chute Freedom.
Okay.
Battle for the county ensign. And the way both teams started, that could be quite the battle in the Northeastern Conference. So we'll kind of everything is subject to change, right?
Tentative schedule.
You got to get that press box space reserved for what you think are some of the big games. Kind of want to profile Freedom. They're going to be in the thick of things, not only in the NEC, but Ricardo, I think you think a team that can make a playoff run.
Yes, in D4, I definitely think they can do some great things, as that is going to be overthrown. And we have a flag down.
And is that going to be against Bayport? We'll call like a defensive hold or a pass interference?
There was some pushing going on. And it is a pass interference on the Bayport Pirates. That'll be 15 yards. But, Brett, we're talking about Freedom.
Yeah.
The problem with Freedom and their state championship hopes, big old Catholic Memorial.
Yeah, I know.
Sits there.
Well, not only that, but to get to Madison,
Yes,
usually a team from the middle border.
And we're talking about Ellsworth from that area.
Are they the power
I think
now?
they're the ones who knocked off Freedom.
It's been Somerset, St. Croix Central. Little Chute's had a couple of deep playoff runs and losing in the state semis to, I think, both times to St. Croix Central.
Ellsworth, the wrestling powerhouse.
Yeah.
They did beat Freedom to move on, and they actually put up a pretty good game against Catholic Memorial for a while.
It's like a timeout for Notre Dame.
But you're right, Brett. That western part of the state is very tough.
That's a tough conference.
Middle border.
Middle border. Northeastern Conference is very good, of course, as well. But Freedom with Carter Krewalt, right, one of your Elite 11 players.
Brockman's there. They have this new quarterback, Wingard, who threw 4 touchdowns in his debut. They got some guys.
Of course, Krewalt, the son of Clint Krewalt, the head coach at Freedom, but also Super Bowl champion. But even better than that, a former Stevens Point pointer. But, we were impressed. Little Chute had a big 30-0 win over Winneconne. That was very impressive. They got a big game coming up tomorrow night against Xavier to open up their brand-new turf field. And so I imagine Fitzpatrick Field, Unison Credit Union Stadium at Fitzpatrick Field, will be buzzing tomorrow night. So that we'll see. The Northeastern could be very interesting, but it could be a race between Freedom, Little Chute, Wrightstown, Luxembourg Casco is always tough. FVL.
Division 3.
Yeah, I think they're back in the NEC after being in the Bay last year.
They looked good last week,
Yeah.
58-0 win
So
over Seymour.
Very good teams in the NEC as well. So, but we'll see kind of how this all plays out. We'll adjust accordingly. But I do know tomorrow night we're at Neenah for the big Neenah Menasha game, and next week we're going to be at Kaukauna for Appleton North taking on the Ghosts. It should be a fun one too. Trotovic, pass to Ethan Wall, a team. Ethan Wall, a team, Ricardo, 6'5", 225-pound senior. He's a weapon out there. See him get the ball a little bit more, a few more touches.
Second down and 8, 2-yard gain on that. But you're right, Brett.
Big,
6'5" kid. You think he'd be able to position himself at least for some jump balls?
Yeah, and he looks like he's got some speed on those. At least as I recall in an earlier kickoff return. As he heads outside, Wall a team, and Blom wrapped up quickly.
Ball at the 42. No gain.
Talk about West Appear in this conference. Najee Mitchell, that's one of your
Yes.
Elite 11. Boy, talented athlete for the Phantoms. I know that there's been a lot of buzz about West Appear and what kind of an explosive offense they might have. I think did they beat Hortonville last week in
Yes,
week
they
1?
did. Yes,
Yeah,
they did.
I think they blanked the Polar Bears. Third down coming up for Notre Dame, 3rd and 8. And another timeout. I don't know if it was just getting close to a delay of game or just something didn't look right with that play, but that is the second timeout Notre Dame will have burned here in this half. 1 remaining for the Tritons and even 7 minutes remaining on the clock as we look at our Cellcomp Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Bayport in command, up 24-3 in this Week 2 matchup.
Yeah, we have a final. Appleton up 42-0 over Preble.
The running clock in
running
that
clock,
game.
exactly.
Right? Looks like some shenanigans here in Suamico. I see the police lights over there, Ricardo. Got to be careful on your way home.
Think they're pulling over, folks?
I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're getting ready to
a little
direct
bit of
traffic.
a little bit of a lead foot.
There was a coming in. I take 41 to Lineville and there was a police car racing to our side. We had to all move over. And there was a lot of traffic. Not only on 41, but then you come on Lineville, a long line of cars, and like 80. I think there are 80 roundabouts I counted. Is that right?
Yeah. There's a few, but if you're in Appleton, you're used to those.
You get more used to those, but yeah, on that stretch of Lineville, there was a ton of roundabouts. But boy, I love it up here. Beautiful spot of the Green Bay area, Bayport High School, fantastic facility. Look forward to coming back here perhaps later in the season. Trotovic looking, he had his receiver.
He did have a
Augustine
man wide open.
Threw him behind again. And with 4th down coming up, Notre Dame will go for it.
Roundabout also name of a very good Yes song. Am I right, Rosie? Do you know of that? Has a great little bass intro.
Always got to get some music talk in,
I
don't
love
you?
music.
I know you do. Fourth and 8 for the Tritons, Ricardo. 6:56 to play.
I think what you're seeing, though, Brett, there's opportunities missed again.
Yeah.
Notre Dame kind of has been the tail of the tape here for the Irish. The Tritons, I'm sorry.
Watch out.
Oh, boy.
Yep. Big old 76 was one who finally dragged down a Trotovic. Caden Lewis, a 6'4", 290-pound senior defensive end, getting in there. And turnover on downs, and Bayport now, Ricardo, with 6:50 to play. I think you just run, and let that clock wind down.
Well, a very dominating performance by Bayport, Brett. Their defense, they bent a little bit, but they didn't break, so give them credit for that, and came up with big plays when they needed it. And speaking of big plays, their offense.
Yeah.
A lot of playmakers, Brett. A lot of playmakers.
We say this every year too, Ricardo. What we see here in Week 2 is not what we're going to see in Week 7, 8, 9 playoffs. So this Bayport team's only going to get better. Look at this, going downfield, looking for Shipley almost. He had him.
Now, look, I want to say that for most receivers, they say, hey, if you get it in my hands, I got to catch it. That was still going to be a tough catch.
Yeah,
I think he was able to put a hand on there.
So some close connections there, and that's going to continue to develop as the season goes on. This Bayport team is going to be
I think
a beast to come later in the season.
Without a doubt, you got to put them right up there with Kimberly. You got to put them up there. Appleton North might have taken a little bit of a hit.
Fond du Lac's supposed to be.
Fond du Lac's been really good. Nina. I think Fond du Lac might end up being in the lower bracket, though, just from their geographical position. But,
yeah, right.
You got to think that they're going to be in contention.
Bookinger, nothing doing there. That's, I think, and I've said this last week too in our streams, that's one of the most fun things besides just seeing the games and going to different stadiums and schools and communities is just coming back in that second half of the season, seeing some of these teams again, and just, wow, they're really a lot better than what we saw in weeks 1, 2, 3. You get 7, 8, 9 and really get a feel for how things are developing and which teams could really make a deep playoff push. Benson firing downfield,
Picked.
intercepted. Completely, looks like a little bit of a miscue there, or a miscommunication. But that's Joey Herring, the senior defensive back, with the pick.
I agree, Brett. It looked like he was throwing it to an area, not necessarily a receiver. Ball's at the 49, so Notre Dame still has time to put something together offensively.
So Joey
Well, you would
Herring,
like to see them at least get a touchdown, Brett. Their first of the season.
Yeah, near midfield, 5:58 to go. But Joey, I've been saying Horning, but the press box announcer said Herning. Nothing much there for Ian Blom. Ricardo, I know you've been waiting for it. Late third quarter score. Chiefs on top of the Packers, 17-10.
Preseason.
That's a big game.
Be quiet.
It's a huge game.
I think, I deal with it with the Bears fans who get all giddy after 2 wins. I was like, it's preseason.
Yeah. Well, Ricardo, this sets the tone for the season. This game.
Yeah, I guess it does.
Oh, big hit.
Well, that is a big hit.
Wow, 24. Corshane again. Surprise, surprise, huh? Well, he just flies in there. Good-looking ball player, A.J. Corshane.
3-yard gain. 19 carries, 64 yards for Blom.
Looking for Tevin Montgomery. I see him on the far side. And
I see him as well.
looks like the sweatshirt on.
Right ankle tapes up, huh?
Can't tell. Right? No, I think that's just a sock.
Oh.
I'm hoping that he's all right. Maybe it's just something, Ricardo, you can come back from in a couple weeks. Is Ostradovic looking
Nice
downfield.
pass.
He's well protected.
Oh, he had it in his hands, too. Oh, we're talking about that.
Was that Wall a team?
Yeah.
But number 10, Mason Clark, he's 6'1", senior defensive back. Really good coverage on that. Close to a completion, but credit the defense there. And Mason Clark for playing that well.
I would have taken a few more shots with, while a team, just the size aspect. Let them go up and get it. Obviously, you have to structure the offensive line where you got to give the quarterback enough time for that route to develop. 4th down and 7 now. I would like to have seen more of that connection.
Ostradovic looking that way the entire time, slings it.
That should be a first
down. I think
down.
it is. And they're going to give it. The Bayport thinks that it's stopped. No, that's a catch. Nice. Hey, we just said that earlier in the season, or earlier in the game about coming back to the ball. That's what Wall team did, coming back and helping his quarterback out, making a tough catch, a low catch along the turf. But now we have a holding.
Boy, it's just not been Notre Dame's night.
No, and there is the flag. Got to pay more attention to these flags, Ricardo.
Yeah, you and I have both missed them.
I don't know why.
The field's not yellow, but we're somehow missing. I think we need to, visit the optometrist possibly.
I think these officials are being sneaky with the flags.
They're not throwing green-colored flags, Brett.
I am not colorblind. I can assure you that.
And this field has the natural colors. And again, a real beautiful field here at Bayport. Nice facility.
Beautiful facility. I think they have turf baseball over there and turf softball.
Exactly. That they hosted state softball here, or a round or two, I remember, during the COVID year. 4th and a whole lot, Brett.
4th and a long way to go for the Tritons.
4th and 20 at least. Oh, he got smoked. Oh, boy.
Yeah, guess who? Number 9, Vaughn Campbell. Defensive lineman coming in, bringing down Ostradovic. And with 3:42 to play, I think it's run down the clock and get out of here.
Get out of here. No one get hurt. And
But yeah, the folks up here in Bayport High School and Howard Suamico area are very, very proud of this high school. Very nice. One of the premier facilities, certainly here in the Fox Valley. It's always a fun trip to come up here. They treat us so well up here. They welcome us with open arms. They did last week too at De Pere. They were fantastic. I love coming up here and doing some games in the Green Bay area. As much as we enjoy doing the games in the Appleton area, we've go down to Fond du Lac. We were in Stevens Point, as I said last week. Try to get all over the place. Do the tour.
11-yard gain for Benson. He has 13 carries for 111 yards, unofficially.
Ball going to be at the 28-yard line. I think if you're Bayport, no big hurry, although I could be wrong. Maybe they want to get some pace and then just put one more on the board, feel good about themselves getting ready for next week's game against Preble. There's a handoff to Bookinger. 48, Carter Dahlke getting in there, the senior linebacker.
2nd down and 9. Final seconds tick off here, final minutes, I should say.
Yeah, and again, folks, last call for that digital subscription, all access, Press Gazette, Post Crescent, USA Today Network, Wisconsin, any site. $2 or 2 years for $22. So less than $1 a month. Get in on that right now, please. Ricardo, I don't know if there's a better deal.
I don't think there is.
Hand off to Bookinger. And a good
What's
run.
going on there?
Yeah,
So
what's
now
this?
we saw. I know I
Flag,
saw the flag.
Yeah.
After the game, if the senior parents and players could please go to the south end zone after the game, greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Looks like it's against Bayport. Holding.
Holding against Bayport. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. We'll repeat 2nd out.
Ball now at the 39. Go, sorry, Brett.
Sorry, Ricardo. What's the game plan tonight? You got to go down to the field at all?
Oh, no. I'm heading back to the office, though. There's some things I got to finish up. You know what else I have coming up is the statewide boys volleyball players to watch.
Okay.
I got to put that together for early next week. Look at this. Look out.
That's part of what that digital subscription gets you, right?
Absolutely.
That is subscriber-only access.
Joe Hackle with that sack, Brett, for Notre Dame. Ball's at the 44. 23rd and 26 or so. So, dominating performance. If I can just talk about the teams now.
Yeah, go ahead, and then
first off,
you can help us break down equipment then, too.
If you need me to. Bayport really strong in all phases of the game. You know, they're a team, you mentioned this before, down the line it's going to get better.
Yeah.
And they are going to be one of the very elite teams come November. And I wouldn't be shocked to see them match up against the Kimberly and Appleton North. Someone big they're going to be matched up against. You know, for a right to possibly go to state or level 4. They're that kind of team. They're structured that way. Great coaching staff, a big roster. Hopefully some of their players, like the Montgomery kid, hopefully that's nothing serious.
Mm-hmm.
But they look every bit as good as you'd think. Now, Notre Dame, they're a little bit of a wild card. I don't know what to think of them. You know, they lose to Pulaski.
They did some good things.
Haven't had a touchdown yet. I'll tell you this much. Menasha is really good.
Yeah.
You know, so they're competing with Menasha for that FRCC South title. And I guess we'll know more about Menasha tomorrow as well against Nina. But both Menasha and Notre Dame are in Division III, so they have a a bond that way. So I don't know what to expect. I think there were some good things you saw in terms of moving the football, but other than that, way too many mistakes and too many breakdowns on defense.
And that is the final play of the game. Clock says 0. Ricardo, that means final score as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Bayport with the victory tonight. Week 2 matchup is in the books, 24-3 for the Pirates. I agree. You know what? You just think about it, too, when you're talking about Notre Dame D3, Bayport D1. That's tough within a conference to go up 2 divisions, isn't it?
Yeah, same thing. We're going to see that tomorrow. D3 team Menasha going against the Division 1.
Right.
But they like those games. I know Menasha really enjoys playing the big teams. Actually, it's funny. I talked to Jeremy Korth about the whole Fox Valley Association thing and about how I feel that sometimes, and you do too, that maybe they miss a little bit of playing the FBA. Now, they're not – they would have 2 or 3 losses. Is a 2 or 3 loss season in the FBA equal to an undefeated season in the FRCC South? He said he acknowledged it. He said, yes, FBA does toughen you up. It's a different game when you're playing against those teams every week. But he did say that sometimes they make up for it internally, right? They put their ones on offense against their ones on defense. They kind of get things that way in terms of the competitive level. Because week in, week out, they're not seeing that in the FRCC South.
And they do make deep playoff runs. So good stuff, Ricardo. Thanks to the folks here at Bayport High School for accommodating us tonight for the first of 2 Varsity Game of the Week live streams. I'll run that down, the game plan again in a little bit. But I want to run down the scoring here for the game. Bayport got on the board first with 3:06 to play in the first quarter as Cole Benson hit Brett Shipley on a 70-yard hookup. That was right after Benson converted on a 4th down play. He got it by the nose of the football in the next play, 70 yards, 7-0 Bayport with the lead. The Pirates extended that to 14-0. Very late in the opening quarter, a 56-yard run by Benson. And Bayport in business from there. The Pirates take a 21-0 lead with 9:07 to play in the second quarter. The second time Benson and Shipley connect, this time from 39 yards out. Notre Dame finally gets on the scoreboard with 3:40 to play in the second quarter. A 20-yard field goal by number 14, Nicholas Greason, made it 21-3. And then the final points of the game came on another field goal, this time a 30-yarder by Owen Belisle with 53 seconds to play in the third quarter. And that is how this one ends, 24-3, Bayport with the win.
Oshkosh North, by the way, shuts out Green Bay Southwest 33-0.
Wow.
So that's the first win for Oshkosh North,
for
and
the
a new coach there.
Yeah.
Thank you to Dustin Reese for that score. Brett, also Lake Mills 42-13 over Cedar Grove, Belgium, and then Hudson 38-7 over Spash. Brett, that's tough, and they had to drive all the way out there for that.
We saw Spash get had a rough going against Kimberly last week too, so it might be some tough days ahead for the Panthers under their new head coach. Coach Eigenberger, I believe. So with a victory, Ricardo, Bayport improves to 2-0 on the season. Pirates at Green Bay Preble next Friday. That's a Fox River Classic Conference North matchup. Kickoff scheduled for 7 p.m. Tritons fall to 0-2 on the year. They are home against Green Bay East next Friday. That is a Fox River Classic Conference South matchup. Kickoff scheduled for 7 p.m. Again, we're back at it tomorrow night as we head to Neenah. Another Week 2 non-conference matchup as the Rockets host longtime rival Menasha. Live coverage kicks off at 6:45 p.m. And don't forget, you can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. Thanks again to our sponsors, Cellcom. Get a free smartphone now at Cellcom. 15 models and sizes to choose from. Plus, save $500 on all other smartphones. Offer is good for new and existing customers. Visit cellcom.com/summer-sale for details. And Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They have the skills and experience to customize your apparel. Spread the word about your organization. Contact them today, 920-731-0922. Send them an email, Cooney's, COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net. So for Ricardo, for Rosie and the crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin, this is Brett Christopherson signing off from Bayport High School. Once again, the final score tonight, Bayport 23, Notre Dame 3.
24-3.
I'm sorry, Bayport. I'm too busy watching the students rush the field. I'm thinking, what just happened here? Once again, the final score tonight: Bayport 24, Notre Dame 3. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you again tomorrow night.